Acknowledge me!
You just made the list!
I am the B-E-S-T.
I'm better than you, and you know it. Damn.
Welcome back to Down Under the Mat podcast here in Madison Square Garage around the pool table of relevancy. To my left, Mr. Daniel Danielson. To my right, Rowdy Reece. I am Booker Ted. What do you want to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about wrestling like we do every week. How's everyone's weekend been so far?
It's been quite good, actually.
Long weekend here in Australia?
Yeah.
With wrestling.
There was a lot of wrestling to watch.
There's a lot of wrestling.
I went to Sydney to go hang out with my family for a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Went to a good concert, Birds of Tokyo at the Opera House.
Oh, very good.
Favourite concerts of all
With
time.
an orchestra.
With an orchestra. So Sydney Symphony Orchestra
Oh, right.
and Birds of Tokyo at the Opera House. And, like, to top that too, it was the 50th anniversary of the first concert in the concert hall at the Opera House.
Wow.
And the guy who was the lead chair trombone in that symphony orchestra thing in 1973
Very niche
was
stats.
the lead chair trombone for the Birds of Tokyo concert. So there was massive crowd chants.
He's marking out for the Sydney Orchestra. Mate, it's legend.
And for those of you that may not know Birds of Tokyo, which is probably most people listening.
I know Ian Kenny.
Yeah, they have a song called Lanterns.
Yes.
And so that was what they finished the show with. And so Ian Kenny said, "Can everybody get your lanterns out?" Which is everyone just putting their phones up. And it made me feel like a Bray Wyatt type moment. The whole crowd in the Opera House, beautiful concert hall.
Wow.
Did you sing He's Got the Whole World in His Hand?
No, we sang Lanterns because that's the song that they were doing. But, I mean...
Missed it.
I did that at a gig I went to in Sydney the other week. There was this moment where everyone was like waving their phone lights up in the air, and I started singing it. And then some chick that was like 2 people to my left, she's like, "Oh, is that a Bray Wyatt reference?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, it was.
Oh, someone got it. That's awesome.
Someone got it.
Yeah,
That's
good
awesome.
weekend. How's your weekend, Ted? How's the horses?
Oh, mate, it was good. Yeah, we had a pretty successful show. Me and my boy Buzzy, we did quite well, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, we got reserve champion for performance, mate.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. It sounds fancy, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah.
Well, you know what? The highlight actually for me, though, outside of the horse showing was because it was at Yass. I don't know any of you out there might know the famous town of Yass from when it went viral with the McDonald's sign, My Ass, which I'll put up on the screen. But there was a sign at the showground in the rodeo ring for a business called Yass Signage. And all I did the whole time every time I looked at it was think of Pretty Deadly, and in my head was going, Yass Signage.
Yes, boys!
So, you know, there's a sponsorship deal sitting on the table. Pretty Deadly and Yass Signage. So, no, it was bloody hot out there, though. I am knackered, I tell you.
Oh,
it
mate,
was
you
hot
know
that
what
sun.
else makes me knackered?
What's that?
Sitting on my couch for 4 hours watching AEW.
While your son's away for school holidays, that must be
Let's be
tiring.
real, their pay-per-views are too long.
Oh,
It was very
I'm glad that WWE's gone away from the 6-hour extravaganza of WrestleManias and split it up into 2 nights. And they're keeping their pay-per-views at 3 hours or below.
yeah.
Because anything over that, shit starts to drag on. And it's it's a lot sometimes.
Is that what you've spent your weekend doing, is just watching wrestling?
I kicked off Saturday morning watching NXT because I don't watch it during the week. So I watched NXT. I watched SmackDown Saturday night.
Yep.
Watched NXT No Mercy yesterday. And then today we've got...
Yeah. There's a lot of wrestling.
There's a lot.
I did the same. I tried to catch up on all the AEW stuff before WrestleDream.
Yep.
So I watched Dynamite, and then I watched some of Rampage. I think I fell asleep because I tried to watch that really late at night.
Yep.
I still don't know how to watch Collision because in Australia we don't have it on any of our normal things.
If anyone knows how to watch Collision, has any tips, please let us know.
I think it's Fight TV.
Yeah, let Dynamite Dan know.
Yeah,
Dynamite Dan.
I'm the Mudshow mark of the podcast, obviously.
Mudshow counter.
But yeah, there was this week there was Raw, SmackDown, NXT No Mercy, Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, WrestleDream.
There's so much.
Plus, if you really wanted to, you could go ROH and New Japan as well if you need to. And then there's TNA because they just had their 1,000 episodes. Next week we got Fastlane.
Dude.
There's a lot of wrestling right now.
And in saying that, we have literally just walked in after finishing watching WrestleDream. And we're going to skip
And
right
Mr. Tony Khan said that this pay-per-view was going to change the landscape of AEW
He
forever.
did say that.
Was he
And
hinting at something?
I think AEW has a bit of an edge now.
Well, we
Edge on
were
the
watching
competition.
we were watching the final match, and we were on the edge of our seat, weren't we?
We really were.
And we loved it because
I mean,
certain
I
someone.
can't, but I really didn't think I knew him.
No, but you've got to eat humble pie because guess what? Adam Copeland.
Spoiler alert first. Just before we go.
Nah, if you haven't watched it, you're not a wrestling fan. Adam Copeland is all elite, baby. So eat humble pie, Mr. Daniel Danielson. He's done. He's not coming back. Reece and I, on point. We called it. Thank you very much.
But like, to be fair, I messaged my brother just before we went on air, and he said it's the worst kept secret in the wrestling.
Of course.
So
Everything timed out too perfectly.
Yeah.
His contract
it was just
ran out on the 30th. He was removed from the website. He was taken out of the SmackDown video all within the last week.
Yeah.
And then this pay-per-view that Tony Khan says is changing the landscape.
They said that there's going to be a massive surprise.
It was just all too perfect time for it not to be Edge.
And then you thought, oh no, he won't come in and be face. He's going to be a heel with Christian.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You were wrong again.
Yeah, I know.
Wrong again.
Look, for those that watched WrestleDream, right? The end of the pay-per-view was Darby Allin versus Christian Cage in a 2 or 3 falls match. It was ridiculous.
It was a brutal match.
That was your first hint that Edge was coming in.
Oh, jeepers. That was atrocious, some of the things he did. But towards the end of the match, Christian pulled like the mat up. There was stairs on the outside. There was a stretcher on the outside. It was a goddamn mess, and it looked horrific.
Yeah.
And I said to you boys, I was like, Edge is not debuting in that ring. Because if you're Tony Khan and you want to have your prime shot of your person who's just showed up, you've got half your ring thrown apart, all your branding's thrown to the side. It's going to look shithouse.
Yeah.
Still did it.
To be fair, what more do we expect from the Mudshow?
Mudshow counter. There we go. Keep it up.
That's two.
That's two. We'll get there in a minute.
What under overs are we going on this episode?
Oh, from some of the stuff that happened this weekend, it's going to be like 12.
Yeah, it's going to be 12 easily.
But yes, I will eat the humble pie that I said I didn't think Edge would go to AEW. I thought that he would, I guess...
It's not Edge anymore. It's Adam Copeland.
Adam Copeland.
He got the rights to the music, just not his name.
But Adam Copeland had always said that he did want to have a match with FTR.
Yeah.
And that was one of his dream things to have, maybe one of his wrestling dreams.
Because they were the ones that helped him get back in ring shape.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Why is he our host? He's got no...
No, but the host is not the one who knows everything, mate. That's the point.
He's not the host with the...
I'm like the breakfast morning host. They know jack shit.
Okay, Carl Stefanovic.
I can just make really inappropriate sexual jokes if you like. Carl.
It's normally my job, but sure.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I'll eat the humble pie. I didn't think he would go to it. I'm interested to see what they do with it.
Oh,
We'll be interested to see how it pans out.
Yeah.
I've called it, mate. He's going to have a match against Christian, right? Christian will then
set that up pretty good.
they'll do a Cody and Dustin moment where they have a match.
Yeah.
They're going to make each other bleed to hell. They're going to do a John Moxley.
I honestly hope it's as brutal as that match.
Oh, it will
That
be.
match was fantastic.
And then they'll team up again, and it will set up for at least probably one match, if not more, against FTR. And that'll be
And the Hardys.
Oh, please not.
Look, you can't have Edge and Christian and the Hardys on
we
the
know,
same show.
we
You
know,
can't
but
do it.
like...
TK is a mark for wrestling.
It is.
You 100% know he
But
is.
leave it
booking that
alone,
match.
Zoo.
20 years past its prime.
You know he's booking that match.
I know, but it's 20 years past its prime.
This is going to be another Brothers of Destruction versus DX match if they do it, man.
It's going to be worse than that.
Yeah, because they're going to have 16 Canadian destroyers in it.
Oh, man. Well, they won't. Jeff and Matt won't be able to do one, mate. They're
There was only
broken.
one Canadian destroyer in WrestleDream.
But that was because there were 16 of them on Dynamite. So I think the backlash to the
Balance.
they were like, ugh.
All right. Well, we're going to pause on WrestleDream there for a minute.
Yeah.
Because that was obviously the big news, and we're going to come back to WrestleDream. But because we've already started the counter off, we're going to start off the show today with Mudshow Weekly and get it out of the way.
All right.
Because I think there's a lot of other great stuff that we're going to talk about. We just wanted to get that one out of the way first, because obviously that is the big news for this week. So Mudshow Weekly. Ready, Reece? Would you like to go first
I'll
this
go
week?
first. All right, mine's from NXT, actually. Nothing about AEW.
Wow.
I'm going to point fingers at Bron Breakker. The brawl that he had with Baron Corbin I think it was to finish NXT. Like they cut
the normal
cuts
show.
after that. Yeah. So they're fighting out the back. Baron tries to get in the car, throws some fists on the Baron, and then he goes to spear Baron through the car door. Baron moves. Bron Breakker goes through the door,
I also thought, before you finished that spot, that they should have taken the door off the hinges. And I reckon that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And he missed it.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought as much there. Once I saw him like aiming it up, I was like,
Yeah.
he's got to rip this door.
That's what I thought.
100%.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Baron gave him a bump on the hood of the car and then gave him a choke slam onto the top of the car. And then Bron just no-sells it and does a take a sit-up and starts going, rah!
Yeah.
Absolute mud shit.
And then they go through the wall.
Ridiculous. I don't care how you want to portray Bron Breakker about being an alpha or like being an absolute monster or whatever. That's no. You don't take a choke slam on the roof of a car
And then just get up. Yeah.
You're not the Undertaker.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
So, but, I mean, I won't take this as my full Mudshow moment, but I'll follow up on that Mudshow moment for in the actual pay-per-view, so NXT No Mercy. Baron and Bron had a pretty decent match. Like
It was good.
meaty man slapping man meat. Baron got Bron, threw him through the announce table, right? Like after beating each other up for like a good 10 or so minutes,
Yep.
gets him bang through the announce table. And what does Bron do? Undertaker sits up. And then just runs over and I'm pretty sure he just runs and spears him.
Yeah,
On the
it's
outside.
just
He's like, like that's a table bump. Don't no-sell a full table bump in the middle of a match like this.
Dude, that's...
and they had a brawl before their match as well, so they were just slugging it
I
out.
wonder who's given him the idea of doing the take a sit-up. Like, surely that's not his idea. That must be someone else.
Oh, maybe HBK's giving him...
Well, maybe, but I mean, you also, like, the whole respect thing, I hope they've talked to Taker about it.
Because the one at the pay-per-view was absolutely the
Take a sit-up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very odd person to give that to. Okay.
Is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, then I think
But yeah, that's definitely Mudshow.
my Mudshow Weekly that I will actually bring up is what we just watched on WrestleDream.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of my hatred, I guess, for the Mudshow show. And people in the comments on YouTube have already said that I'm not a fan of Justin Roberts, and I'll stand.
Oh, you.
Hey, just
Give him a second.
this is
Let
my
him
Mudshow
cook.
moment.
Let him cook.
I'm sure Justin Roberts is a fantastic man. I hate the way he pronounces some of the wrestlers.
Son, no.
Is a bit too much, right? He's a bit
Careful, don't break
Yeah,
the
don't
audio
break the
again.
sound equipment again this week, mate.
He did the same thing with
Maybe sit back.
was it Darby Allin? When like I was literally in the bathroom of my house and I could still hear him yelling the entrance for Darby.
No, that was Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega. Sorry, it's Kenny Omega.
Kenny.
Omega.
That's annoying. But that is not my most annoyed character on AEW. My Mudshow Weekly is again Audrey Edwards, the referee. In the
It was the 6-man tag.
no, it was before the 6-man tag.
Oh, Daniel Bryan, Zack
It was the
Sabre
Bryan
Jr.
and Zack Sabre
Yeah.
Jr. match, which was a brilliant technical wrestling match. They were rolling
Absolutely
and
stunning.
submissions and rolling and
I
submissions.
can see why people were labeling that a dream match because that was actually fantastic.
Oh, it's
I haven't
fantastic.
seen a match of that caliber in a very long time.
You watch the 25 minutes or so that they got, Aubrey Edwards was in the camera shot about 3/4 of the time.
Yeah.
Every time they cut down to like a close-up of them trying to roll into like an armbar or something, Aubrey was just in the shot. And then every pin's like, it's horrible.
Just
And I
in
know
the
that
shot.
you said
Are you going to give up?
you need the referee to be there so like, you know, so it doesn't break the kayfabe that there's no one watching or anything. I get that. But you could see, and as a professional, there is a cameraman standing like this, right? You know where he's shooting, right? Right in front of it. So where should the referee not slide? Right in front of the cameraman. So my Mudshow is Aubrey Edwards again for her terrible positioning.
He's biting his tongue so hard right now.
I'm the host. I'm not allowed to have an opinion, apparently.
No, please. Your Mudshow-
No, it's fine. It's
well,
fine. I mean, look, I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're
On
saying.
the Jericho cruise.
I get what you're
They're all
saying,
buddy pow
but-
pow.
I'm not Buddy Bow Pow, mate. I wouldn't know who the hell I am. I'm just some other mark that was on the cruise, but I used deodorant. No, but I get what you're saying, right? Okay, and I think that's an aspect she may need to work on, is her placement.
The fact that she should not be the centerpiece of it.
No, but I get that. But then I think it is important that referees sell what's going on in the match, right?
Yeah,
because it
to an
gives it
extent.
legitimacy. If you have a ref just standing there and not going, oh, if someone gets power bombed on a turnbuckle.
Oh, that's fine, but like,
Do that at the back of the match where you're not in front of the camera.
And I have to say, man, she's pretty popular. She's very popular. Like Jericho loves her. Omega loves her.
oh, don't even get me started on
They're
the
all-
fact
they
that
all like her.
Jericho raised her hand after the 6-man tag match. Like,
Yeah.
And Danielson hugged her after his match.
fuck off.
Yeah,
Like,
they all
why
love
would
her.
I've been trying not to swear too much, but fuck off.
They all love her. But anyway, I get what you're saying though, Dan. I think more of a mud show is the other ref who didn't count the 3 in the Moxley match, but yeah.
Well, that was
That was last week's match.
I feel so bad now because my mud show is also from WrestleDream. I feel like I should go back to my original. My original one was going to be the Nia Jax versus Zoe Stark and the promo that no one cares about.
What did Jim Crockett call it? A refrigerator in pleather?
Yeah, refrigerator and pleather. Oh, dude, look, I'm not going to go on that because I think she probably cops enough heat anyway, but I'm going to go with, again, the 6-man tag match, which was Kenny Omega, Jericho, and Ibushi versus Guevara, Ospreay, and Takeshita. 6 great wrestlers. I'm not going to say they're not gifted and great wrestlers, but again, just way too much going on, man. I lost interest about 5 minutes in. They just gave up on the fact of any tag about 10 minutes in. They just stopped and went, who cares?
I don't even think it was 10 minutes. I feel like...
Oh, it was less than that. Probably felt like 10.
It was like around the 5-minute mark when they hit that spot where all 3 got in the ring and then they started brawling. From there, there was just...
It was just
nothing.
It was just too many spots. Too many spots, and they need to bring it back a bit. And I get that they're trying to get everybody some spotlight in there, right? Because they're trying to be like, let's not highlight just one person. But that is what wrestling is about: is really highlighting 1 or 2 people. It's not really about highlighting everybody. And sometimes, I mean, how many 6-man tags do they have? You might not get highlighted in this one, but you'll probably get highlighted in the next.
Yeah.
So for me, that's what I've got to go with because it had some great spots, but they just ruined it with too much stuff going on.
They may as well have just had it as a tornado 6-man.
Yeah, just do that, man. Just put a cage
that
around.
would have given the expectation that it was just going to be mayhem, and then playing their spots a little better, I feel, and then. And
it looked like he was going to have a good spot with Ibushi when he did that hit on Will Ospreay, when he did the duck and the hit, and then Guevara came in with the worst forearms I've ever seen, and then So there was again, great wrestlers who just do too much. You've just got to bring it back a bit. Less is more. I think it could have been great if they just pulled it back a bit.
But that's the story of AEW, though. And I mean, we've made
too much going on.
Like about 16 Canadian destroyers and that kind of stuff. It's a cool move, but if you did it once per show, it's impactful.
Yes.
In Dynamite, in the 4-way man match for the tag things or whatever, there was the spot with Austin Gunn where he took a backdrop instead of the Canadian Destroyer. But then there was 4 Canadian Destroyers in a row from every other person.
Yeah, it's too many.
It's just, it overuses the move and it's just not worth it anymore. Yeah.
Well, that's Mudshow Weekly.
Yep.
That's the 3. Let's try and leave the Mudshow there.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Let's try it. We're going to give it our best shot, all right?
But we are talking about WrestleDream later on, so it might slip out.
And I've still got some AEW stuff to go through, so I might.
Yeah, true. Well, what I want to talk about really quickly is just in wrestling news before we start necessarily going through the shows. We will get there, but obviously it was announced that the Dead Man is coming to Perth, which is pretty exciting. Obviously no confirmation about him actually being at Elimination Chamber or anything like that, which is obviously not expected if he does because he's not going to wrestle a match. He might appear. But for the Dead Man show, which is pretty cool, I think that's probably going to be even harder to get tickets for than the actual event itself.
100%.
Is there a pre-sale for that? Can we sign up for it?
I think it's part of the pre-sale.
Yeah. You get the option.
Oh, with the W. Okay.
Yeah, so the $400 pre-sale.
No, like the pre-sale that you had with Elimination Chamber, I think that's including the Dead Man show as well.
Oh, right, okay.
So, like, when tickets for that pop up, they'll...
How cool would it be if he did it in the stadium and did a stadium Dead Man show? I reckon you could sell enough tickets, man.
Have that be the pre-show for
Dude, that would be pretty cool.
I mean, he'd sell 50,000 tickets.
Easily. But you get people that aren't even interested in wrestling that would go along. Dude. The Undertaker is bigger than wrestling.
It's true.
He is wrestling.
He is.
I've probably called too much there. That's all right. So, yeah, anyway, that's super exciting. In other news for me, Barry Barricade had his funeral this week from Simon Miller, who was the 100th person to go through Barry Barricade.
Fire technicality.
Fire technicality.
Those of us that watch Culture Wrestling.
Yes, so if you haven't, go watch Ups and Downs from SmackDown. It ends with Barry Barricade's funeral. It moved me. I cried. I don't want to take anything away from Simon Miller, but if you haven't watched, I'm sure you have because they have 1 million subscribers. Go check it out. It was absolutely awesome.
Really?
Dude, really? You don't like Simon Miller?
No, it's not that I don't like it. I'm not big on YouTube stuff.
How are we going to get an up if you don't watch Ups and Downs?
You guys can get the up and I'll get the down. It's fine.
Yeah.
Someone's going to...
Okay.
No, but he'll get the up because he's a bald man like Simon. What? He says it all the time, not me.
They stick together. They're probably brothers. Is your dad Bill Goldberg?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
How much do you like Reaper Men? Yeah, you do.
Okay,
Right.
there you go. There you go. You will get the up
I'll go
then.
along swimmingly.
We'll get the up then. What else did we have in news this week that you boys wanted to touch on? I know you both had a couple of points. Reece, what did you have in news this
You
week?
mentioned Dead Man. He got asked in one of his Dead Man shows what wrestler he'd love to face in the modern age.
Oh,
and
yes.
He picked MJF, which is
Good choice.
fantastic choice, to be honest. Like, I think part of his reasoning was MJF really sticks to his character, and that was a big call for Dead Man to want to.
Yep.
And then like you got MJF actually sent out a tweet saying no honor's more higher than being praised by the Dead Man.
Dude,
absolutely.
100%.
It's fantastic to see.
And I'm going to slip it in there. Remember that story last week about the Jericho Cruise in the toilet? He keeps character.
Yeah.
He's on point, man. He keeps character every time. Anytime you see him in public, he is his character.
He's MJF. Oh, look, I love MJF. It's great.
And I think that's why Undertaker respects it, because obviously his whole career he kept kayfabe the whole time.
I think the only other news point I want to talk about is this attendance debacle.
Oh
in.
man,
It keeps going.
is it the attendance debacle or is it the Will Ospreay tattoo debacle?
Oh, I feel bad for him because the new figure that came out,
Higher
he
again,
would
wasn't
still
it?
have the wrong one.
So what was it this time?
All right, so he was the first attendance announced, 81,035 people.
Yep.
The second one that
And
came out,
that was
the
claimed
official-
as official tickets sold, not including wrestlers, staff.
Yeah, it's catering and whatnot.
It was
that was
just
tickets
tickets sold, attended. Yeah.
So then the second figure that came out, which was within the week,
Where someone put in the freedom of information to the county or whatever.
Vinnie Mac.
72,265.
Yep.
Big
And
difference.
then we move on to the past week. Someone contacted Brent Council. Don't know who they are, but someone contacted them to get a figure
Brent Council.
for official attendance, so people that were actually there in the arena, including staff and all that sort of nonsense. 85,528. I've mentioned this several times off air. Not in the history of wrestling have we ever had so much focus on an attendance figure for an event.
Yeah.
But
That's ridiculous.
That's
And the fact that we've got so many different figures coming out about that is just
But I mean, it's because obviously we haven't had since WCW a rival company trying to take on WWE, and WWE would do absolutely anything just to discredit them, right? They'll be part of this, man. Someone from WWE is 100% behind
it's just so ridiculous.
causing.
Just let it go, guys.
But I mean, like
It is
we
what
all
it
know,
is.
but we all know WWE also inflate their numbers.
Yeah.
It's well known, but yet AEW's copping flack for something that WWE has been doing for years,
But
their
no one's been,
entire business
focusing on
career.
it as heavily as they have been for this one pay-per-view.
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
Yeah. It's just it's
It's a bit rough. But I mean,
Lost the record.
85, what was it? 85,000?
85,000.
Dude, that's good, man.
Yeah. If they
Even
inclu-
if you include all the people in and everything else, that's still massive.
Yeah, if that includes all the staff that were actually there, that's a fantastic number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest. That would be the biggest in the UK, at least.
And the biggest thing to come from this is Will Ospreay would still have the wrong tattoo. Poor guy. He can't
Yeah,
catch a
well,
break.
maybe he can get like a CM Punk style tattoo and have a big X on it and read
So what tattoo has he got on his arm now? What's the number?
the 81,000.
Yeah.
81,000.
39, 35.
30,
So
35.
Yeah.
this kind of goes into a story that I found. Dave Meltzer there was another match that Will Ospreay had in, I think, New Japan or somewhere, on Revolution. Will Ospreay versus Yota Tsutsuri from Destruction. He gave it 5 stars. Because Dave Meltzer likes rating things 5 stars.
Yep.
That is Ospreay's 29th 5-star match from Dave Meltzer.
Whoa.
So if he keeps going at this trajectory, maybe he'll have 81,035 5-star matches that he can match his tattoo.
And maybe he can go give one of those 5-star matches to Kurt Angle
no,
and right some wrongs. Oh my God. Don't get me wrong, man. Will Ospreay he's fantastic.
Oh,
he's a great wrestler, but that seems like a lot of. But I mean, he's now started rating 6-star and 7-star matches. I don't know if you know that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
Too
5
much.
stars now is nothing.
It's
so,
just it's not even worth it anymore.
oh jeez.
Yeah,
create something above 5 stars. You need to change your scale.
yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Make it a 10.
100%. Take it out of 10.
Yeah. Oh, then he'd start rating things over 10.
You have to re-rate everything.
Yeah.
The contract Nona had there was about Edge, but we've already seen that one blow off.
Adam Copeland, mate.
I guess we can talk about these. Actually, I'll bring up 2 statistics.
Yep.
Which we'll then talk about more when we get to the WWE stuff.
Yep.
John Cena. You all know who he is. Can't see him.
Yep.
He's on a singles loss streak of not 1,993 days.
Okay.
He has not won a singles one-on-one WWE match, officially on TV or pay-per-view, since he beat Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble in 2018.
They had a match at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yep. That was his last singles match.
Sorry, I need to go rewatch that pay-per-view.
Wow. But I mean, he hasn't wrestled much since then. Like, how many matches would that be? 5 matches?
Well, I mean, he's had some tags. He's had Austin.
Yeah, but in singles, right? Like,
Yeah, he lost.
I get what you're saying though, but I guess at least
pretty crazy.
At least he's not like he's looked back at his
5 years
career and realised how many people he buried.
Oh,
and now he's like, I need to pay him back. I need to pay his dues. Okay. And what is the other stat about Roman that we talked about before? 100 days of no title defense.
So that's one statistic. No, the one I'm going to do is going to hurt your souls even more than that.
Oh, here we go.
Is that the length of Roman Reigns' current championship run
Yes.
has already surpassed all 16 championship runs of both The Rock and Stone Cold combined. Roman Reigns has been a champion this one time longer than Stone Cold and The Rock combined ever.
That blows my mind.
That's actually a freaking crazy.
Holy crap, dude. You've actually finally done your job as the stat man.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
That's what
Keep ya. Dude, but I guess when you think about it though,
They
in
did
the
have a lot
era,
of short reigns.
Yeah,
because,
in
like,
that
they were
era-
chopping and changing titles all the time.
all the time, man.
Like when you
Rock
think,
and Mankind, how many times did they go back when they were going back?
you think late 90s, you think Attitude Era, you think all that stuff is Rock and Stone Cold. How many times were they the champion?
A lot of the time though, they were chasing too. They were chasers a lot of the time because Stone
Each other.
Cold always worked better as a
each other.
chaser than as
And
a
then also throw in Triple H here. Man.
Triple H was the one holding the title most of the time, or having it given to him.
Yeah, so Roman...
That's crazy. So what is he up to now though? What are the days?
I did 1,300 and something, wasn't it? No, what, 1,100 and something, I think?
We need to
It's 11...
We already just
Can
had
you find that
1,000
out?
a couple of months ago.
Well, because we need to find out, because I'm telling you, man, the fact that he's now gone 100 days without a title defense, because they don't do that very often without an excuse, and they haven't even tried to make an excuse.
But he's a money maker.
You know, I know, but there's not even trying to storyline it, you know what I mean? Like, there's no storyline as to why he's not defending it. He's just not there.
He's the big dog.
Well, he's not anymore, mate. He's the tribal chief.
1,126 days.
And Hogan's at what?
And he's currently the 5th longest reigning championship
Fifth?
reign of all time.
I thought he got up to 4th.
This is just what Wikipedia's telling you.
Okay, Wikipedia might be wrong, mate.
Man.
Good old
It's good for
Wikipedia.
some stats, but you can willingly go in there.
Because all I'm saying is, the longer this goes, the more I'm starting to think he is going to beat Hogan's record. I really do. But that's like 1,400, isn't it?
I thought it was over 2,000
Nah,
No, that's Bruno Sammartino, yeah. From back in the 60s.
back in the day.
It was like 10 years or something. He nearly went 4. He's got to beat Hogan, surely. Like, I don't know, it just seems to me like that's what they're going for. Because to not even defend for 100 days, there's no excuse. They're just trying to make it a normal thing that he can go a long period of time without defending.
So Hulk Hogan, 1,474 days.
So we're still a year away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that means Roman... yeah.
I'm telling you now, man, I'm going to call it. I reckon he's defending at WrestleMania 40. I reckon he's going through to the next one.
But,
I reckon he is, man.
okay.
I reckon he is.
If you think that's the case, then that means...
There's going to be
A,
something big that happens at WrestleMania, and I feel like Roman losing the title that's going to be their
That would be the biggest thing, right?
their big WrestleMania
Right.
thing.
But if it's Roman Cody, which is what everyone still thinks it will be, you can't have Cody lose 2 WrestleManias in a row.
No,
Right?
no, you can't.
So maybe Cody gets screwed out of actually getting a shot.
So then who does Roman face? Is it The Rock? Because if it's The Rock, no one is going to pick The Rock to win the Universal title.
Gunter, baby.
No,
Nah, you don't bury Gunther under Roman.
no. I don't even know if I want to see that match.
I would be happy to see Rock versus Roman.
Yeah.
No titles.
Yeah,
I would be super annoyed if he is still the champion and he just doesn't defend it. So that way
Yeah.
Rock can beat him and he still stays champion. And I think they might do a story like around the Tribal Chief stuff.
The only other thing, dude, and I would be very sad if they go for this, but Jay is getting very over. And you know they'd love to do family versus family, and then it keeps away that belief of, because as you said, if The Rock's in it, everybody knows The Rock's not going to win if the title's involved. It's just not going to happen. But if Jay's there, it could be Jay versus Roman. Because they are giving him a pretty big push. Let's be
Yeah, but
honest.
they're going to do Jay versus Jimmy.
And maybe Cody will get behind Jay. And Jay still doesn't do it, and then Cody goes back.
I still like that
Next
idea that we came up with where it's Cody versus Roman and then all of Roman's past defeat.
Yeah, I still want to go with that, man. I feel like that's got to be the pinnacle. But I don't know, man. It really feels to me like they're trying to go past Hogan. That's the feeling I'm starting to get.
We were talking before, just around the Elimination Chamber. We weren't too sure who was going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. Maybe you have a past Roman losers Elimination Chamber.
Everyone who lost to Roman.
You have Kevin, you have Sammy, you have Drew, you have Jay, you have Cody, and you have Seth.
Seth is... Oh, no, Jay's the last one actually
if,
pin him.
if Seth drops his title.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
they've all... Or you could use AJ.
True. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
They all have challenged Roman and
Lost. Interesting.
And then you go all the way through that Elimination Chamber until you see who then faces Roman for the redemption arc at WrestleMania. And then it's Cody Rhodes who gets to the top, and then the cage goes up, Brock Lesnar comes out, F5 Brock Lesnar.
I literally was about to say, we know for a fact if Vince has still got his hand in creative, Brock Lesnar is beating Roman at WrestleMania.
But how are they going to get past the fact that he's like barred from having title shots against Roman?
Doesn't matter to. Do you not remember when he won Money in the Bank by just walking out at the end of the match and taking it off when he wasn't even in the match?
WWE
But we got Boombox Brock out of that. That was a worthy sacrifice.
Look, I think, you know what? I want to hear from you people out there. How do you think we're going to end up at WrestleMania 40?
That means you, Greg.
Yeah, Greg. Give us some answers, Greg.
Yeah, chocolate.
What do you think is going to happen at WrestleMania 40? Because the way we're going, it could be anywhere right now. There's a lot of different avenues they can go. We've talked about this before. Triple H is keeping his options open. But no, that's some cool stats, man. We got off on a tangent there, but that is just incredible.
Yep.
More than The Rock and Stone Cold combined. Two of the greatest of all time. Mount Rushmore wrestlers.
Yep. And Roman's already squashed.
Dude, that's crazy. Okay. Well,
All right, moving on.
let's move on. What other news did you have, Reece? Did you have anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much
I
it.
did have one other thing, but I'll mention it.
Okay, mention it later.
SmackDown talk.
Okay.
It's to do with that.
Well, let's move on to some of the wrestling cards then. We want to start off, we've already mentioned about Adam Copeland being all elite, so maybe we go through the rest of Wrestle Dream
Yeah.
And
AEW in general.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to go Wrestle Dream or do you want to cover some?
I didn't have too many things from AEW.
Let's go through AEW first because Wrestle Dream's obviously the
culmination.
Yep, the culmination.
Yeah.
So what did you have, Dan, from AEW for the week? Anything at all?
Wow.
No. There was some
I was
stuff in
waiting for the
Dynamite.
M word there. I was waiting for the M word.
There's some stuff in Dynamite. There was the four-way match for the International Championship, which was great. That was one of the Young Bucks won. Spotfest, great match. Then they also had another four-way to see for the tag match for whatever reason. I don't know. And there was a bunch of Canadian destroyers in that one. It's crazy.
This is a good wrap up.
I don't actually remember too much. There's been so much wrestling, my brain's fried from it this week. The one thing I do remember, though, there was a lot of focus on the MJF and Adam Cole storyline.
Yep.
And a lot of that was obviously because Adam Cole, like we said last week, when he ran out to the ring, sort of looked like he twisted his ankle. He actually just broken it in 3 places.
I'm more broken than you, baby.
Yeah. So he's on the shelf for a fair while, which is unfortunate because they are the best thing going in that whole division, right?
And he's going to be out for a while.
They cut a really cool skit where they went out fishing and they were out on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have seen
Captain
this.
Insano!
Oh, you ruined it, you shithead. But yes, they were out fishing and then like MJF went to go get the diamond ring to smack Adam Cole across the head because he's, sick of what he's been going with Roddy Strong and not him. And then Adam Cole's just like, you wouldn't have like brought me out on a boat out into the water in the middle of nowhere to hit me across there with a diamond ring, would you? And MJF's like, no way! That's exactly what he was going to do. So that was
actually a pretty good impression of MJF just then. That's not bad.
and then
I thought I was at Dynamite.
You felt it, didn't you?
I thought I was there.
I thought I was back in the gym on the Jericho Cruise, about to be told to fuck off.
Jericho Cruise and Baby But then, that's when they're fishing and then they bring in something big and it's Captain Insano, which is Big Show. Interesting fact of that, did you know that Tony Khan spent over $1 million just to get the rights to Captain Insano? And he's used him in 2 skits.
What a waste of money.
Did Adam Sandler just get $1 million payday
From Tony Khan.
for using Captain Insano from Waterboy?
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Why didn't Adam Sandler make an appearance,
rights
man,
to it.
as the Waterboy? That would have been fantastic. Captain Salmon.
Captain and Tina.
But yeah, that was the main point of it. They've obviously written, well, they haven't written Adam Cole off, but MJF defended the tag titles by himself. So I don't know what they're going to do with that storyline going forward, but I'm interested.
I mean, they are only the ROH tag titles.
Yeah, I suppose. They did have a really...
No offense to anyone who loves the old day ROH, because I'm not trying to shit on that.
But everybody.
The fact now that...
But current day, ROH.
Current day,
There was a really good promo, though, between Jay White and MJF. That was a really, really good promo segment. They, MJF called Jay White tofu. So he said that you're tasteless and
wet white.
But when you're paired with other things, you get the taste of the other things. And that's why everyone thinks you're good, because you taste like everything else. But by yourself, you're tofu.
Oh, that's cool.
Why is he saying that he tastes like things? That's a bit...
Oh, it's just the analogy for tofu.
It's a bit...
But he's saying that Jay White's bland, right? But you put Jay White in Bullet Club, Jay White's great.
Yeah.
Take Jay
That's
White
fair.
out.
That's fair.
Dude, he's John Cenering it.
He's cutting some very... And to be fair, Jay White's promo was really good to him as well.
Okay.
They both were quite good in that.
Did he make some sort of Jewish remark at him? Was that it?
No, he kind of just got really fired up and just said that, I'm Jay White Switchblade, I'm not here for no reason, I'm one of the best in the world, give me my respect and stuff, and MJF just sort of belittled him, but he stuck with it the whole time. So,
Okay. That sounds cool.
that should be the next MJF program, and I think that means that they sort of focus him away from the tag stuff, give him a run for a little bit whilst Adam Cole recovers.
Yeah.
That'll work.
They'll Roman Reigns in and he won't defend the tag titles for 100 days.
Then there was Rampage, haven't watched that part yet.
Okay.
Some things happened on it, and then Collision was a lot of the stuff setting up Darby and Christian, which is more important than what happens on WrestleDream.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reece,
So on to WrestleDream.
Yeah, I did actually. So as Dan mentioned, kicked off the show with MJF defending the Ring of Honor tag team titles by himself against the
Righteous.
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 I was going to call them the religious, but
I mean,
that's kind of the
Is it the Righteous Brothers?
No,
That would have been funny. I think they're dead. The singers.
I do
my love.
I do love how MJF calls his spots. So when he
Did
comes
a kangaroo
out,
kick? Please tell me there was a
he
kangaroo
did a kangaroo kick.
Yes.
But what he did was, like, when he got out, he walked out with the microphone, and he was said to them, like, you fat guy, I'm going to body slam you, and you dreadlock guy, I'm going to shove your head up his ass. And everyone thought it was hilarious. And in the match,
he actually did.
he shoved his head up his ass, and he power slammed the big dude.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that, like, he's calling out his spot. So the fans are then marking out when he does it. Because, I mean, it's just a power slam. I don't really care. But they mark to it because he said he was going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's smart.
I wouldn't call it cheap pops, but it's a way to get the pops from the crowd.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
So MJF ended up winning with a pin where he put his foot on the rope.
Yeah.
Well, put both feet on the middle rope, got the leverage, got the 3 count.
He's
That
a
was-
scumbag.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. So they showed the quick promo about Jay White getting assaulted by the guys in the black outfits
Yeah,
and
which
stuff,
happens
and then
online.
like the devil mask, which is MJF's, coming around view of the camera. So I thought they might do something with that, and then
Well, MJF just said, someone stole it from my kid bag, it's not me.
yeah,
But yeah, I was with you. I was expecting Bullet Club or something to...
yeah, or at least like Jay White come out and try and interfere. But no, it was just a clean match up until the pinfall, and that was it. Next on the list, we had Eddie Kingston versus can't remember his first name, but Shibata.
Shibata, yeah.
Yeah,
Was it for the title?
it was for both
both
of
of-
Eddie Kingston's titles.
Okay.
So he was trying to be triple belt Shibata.
Did you say cripple belt?
That's Adam Cole.
That could, you know what? That could actually be a belt, mate. The cripple belt.
Darby Allin walking.
Oh,
Top 5 favourite.
mate. He will be one day if he doesn't slow down. I tell you, that's he
We'll get
beats
to that
himself
later.
up, man.
But that Eddie Kingston and Shibata match was a hard hitting affair. So Dan mentioned it was pretty similar to the Kingston and Claudio match that they had for Ring of Honor World
Grand
Title. Yeah, for Grand Slam. So
Which you rated that match, so yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I'm pretty
I think
sure.
the Claudio Kingston match was better than this one. Because it was paint by numbers Eddie Kingston. It was, I'll slap you, you slap me, all right, go harder.
Yep.
And I'll slap you, then you're going to keep going.
And they
I'll
did that.
pick up each other.
They did that a few
They
times.
did it a couple of times. Couple of bit of chain wrestling stuff, couple of big lariats, a powerbomb finish.
Okay.
Good match, but I think the Claudio one was a tiny bit better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It definitely was a good
Cool.
match. Now we make it up to the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match
Yeah.
for a shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
Before this match, Reece and I set the line for super kicks at 12.
Yep.
What did you get to?
We hit overs.
We got 13 super kicks.
13 super kicks. How many were perpetrated by the Young Bucks?
I'd say about half, maybe three quarters.
Well, what's funny though was even on commentary, Nigel McGuinness said, "Oh, look at all the people in the ring, look at the talent. I'm going to start a super kick counter."
Yeah, he said that before match.
Yeah.
He called
Self-aware.
He called the spot.
Yep.
Who won that? Oh, the Young Bucks won that.
Of course they did.
So they got their title match against
FTR.
FTR.
Yeah.
We'll cover that
And we just
later.
gave away the fact that FTR defended their title.
Well, no, they still have to defend their title.
Yeah,
The winner of FTR versus Australia Open, Aussie Open.
yeah, that's.
Oi, oi, oi.
Aussie.
Oi.
But we all know who wins that. It's FTR.
But yeah, I
FTR.
actually thought that Fatal 4-Way match was really good.
It had a few decent spots. I think the Lucha Brothers were kind of a little underutilized. I like that they sort of threaded in because I think
Phoenix went out pretty early in the match. Something about his shoulder. Can't tell if
he
it was...
was injured from the international match during the week where he faced Jeff Jarrett, which should have been my Mudshow moment of the week, which I forgot about.
Yeah.
They had a match.
His first title defense
Was against Jeff
dynamite
Jarrett.
with Jeff
You
Jarrett.
are God. How did that not make the Mud Show?
Because he...
Like I said, I forgot.
And how have I not seen that online? You're absolutely kidding me, aren't you?
That's adding 3 to the counter. Because you said it twice. You said.
I don't care, man. Jeff Jarrett, seriously? Dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually thought that was a pretty decent match. Had some great spots in there.
Okay.
But yeah, I couldn't tell if it was kayfabe or not. But yeah, Phoenix
Hard to
getting
tell,
injured,
man.
but, like,
It wasn't because he was playing up an injury in
Yeah.
the Jarrett match because he also played up the injury from when he won the title versus
Right.
Moxley. So
but yeah, he hit a move, rolled out, tagged Penta, and then he was gone for the rest of the match.
yeah, and he's got to face one of the Young Bucks. I think Matt Jackson on Dynamite.
They're both the same essentially.
It's pretty much even. Yeah,
Probably the more charismatic one, so Matt.
yeah.
Because Nick's the other one.
He's the other one.
Nick Genetic.
How'd you read the other one?
We
I
then
love
had-
the Young Bucks. They're great.
Super kick.
No, they are.
They're super.
And that's one thing I said to Dan, like, as much as we want to shit on the Young Bucks and AEW and all that sort of stuff, the Young Bucks are fantastic.
Some of the double team moves they hit on this was sick. There was
Yeah.
a really cool one where they did kind of like a shatter machine, but it wasn't. It was kind of like a neck breaker into something else. That they threw someone up, neck breaker into a double team move, and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
They are very good tactics.
Because everyone's super excited for match number 4 between them and FTR.
Well, you know who's the most excited about is FTR because they love that free themselves and they love to just put themselves over because all they're going
It's a trilogy, right? That's what it's supposed to be.
That's
not
quadrilogy.
not a quadrilogy. What is this? It's like the Shrek franchise, man. Just give up. Just stop. 3 was enough. Anyway,
All right, next we had
Continue.
Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page.
was there a swerve in this match?
It was a match.
There was a swerve in this match, yeah.
Yeah.
Very-
Swerve
he
when
gave it
I
a crack.
drive.
Swerve
when I drive.
Swerve.
I hope he doesn't have a license, man. If he swerves when he drives every time, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it was a match.
It was pretty good.
It was
I don't-
good.
I don't like Hangman.
I wasn't like super into it.
Yeah.
Oh, he slipped off my radar a bit down there.
He was playing up the heel aspect though, because Swerve was in his home state, so he had the crowd on his side.
Can he go back to when he was drinking beers from the crowd? Because that was actually kind of a cool time.
Yeah, that-
when he used to just get beers from the crowd and neck 'em.
Yeah.
Good time with Hangman Adam Page. There.
But it was a good match.
Okay.
Swerve won it, but it's
Swerve won it with a JML driver, which is actually a really sick move.
Okay.
also one of those moves that would never happen in WWE because it's too dangerous.
No.
Because it's kind of like when you pick them up like the glam slam,
Yep.
the legs and they hold them like that. But then rather than slamming them face down, they have to spin under.
Yeah,
kind
and
of
he
try
tucks
to drive
them.
them down.
Dude, that's...
And it's
okay.
So good.
It looks
looked
great.
fantastic.
If you don't rotate fully through, your head is going
dead.
butts into the mat.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, next match was Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta, which I don't think either myself or Dan really cared about. No offense. This had a few days of build-up.
Yep.
I don't think it should have been on the card.
No,
It didn't really bring anything to the card. It was probably the
should have been the 12 break.
it was the bottom of the rung.
Willie Uta's been there for a while now, and they really haven't
He's
been
the
able to
most
put him up at all, have they?
Copy-paste creator wrestler looking dude out there.
He really is, isn't he?
He's nothing flash.
If I will give everyone a suggestion, if you have not watched WrestleDream yet, watch it on 1.5 times speed. Because every match
long.
goes about 10 minutes too long.
Long.
We had a 4-hour pay-per-view.
But like the Hangman and Swerve match was great, but it went 25 minutes. It should have been-
way too long, man.
This Wheeler and Ricky Stark match,
Way too long.
10 minutes should have been.
Yep.
20 odd minutes. It was just everything went too long, and it should not have got. And because there was no promos, there was no backstage, there was nothing. It was just match, and it was 4 hours.
Yeah, it overwhelms you after a while.
It's just jogged my memory. So the best thing about that Ricky Starks and Wheeler Yuta match was the fact that John Moxley was on commentary.
He was pretty good.
And he was actually fantastic on commentary.
And you know what was
He needs
interesting?
to do that more often.
You know what was interesting? He didn't bleed.
He didn't bleed.
He got fined though for swearing at the start of the show.
Yeah, because he was on the 0 hour for commentary.
Right, okay.
He swore and he got fined.
He swore again later.
Well, he said shit. Okay.
Oh,
The crowd chants work.
Was JR on the Ricky Starks match too?
Yeah. JR, man, just call it a day. Just please call it a day.
Yeah, we love you, dude. You're
getting to that Ric Flair point where it's just embarrassing.
I was going to say, as another analogy for those Australians that know rugby league, he's at Ray Warren status.
Hey, whoa, man! Whoa!
No, but
Whoa!
Tell me you don't think Rabbits is a bit.
When you remember, like,
He is now, but
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like, at the end of his career, when he's calling his last few matches and stuff, Rabbits would get players' names wrong. He would just mispronounce things. He just didn't know what he was. He went 2 or 3 years too long in Origin. JR, love you. You've gone.
And he was
Too
only. JR was only on commentary for this match and then the next match, which was Daniel Bryan and Zack Sabre.
which is where I joined you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
And
But
not to say, because
I think he said all of about 10 lines between both matches. Or at least that's all I heard. He did not speak much.
he
So
didn't have much input.
there was almost no point. Have him as backstage to train people up and do other stuff.
You
You don't need to have him on TV.
They had that sit-down interview between Christian and Darby Allin, and JR was the one who was in between it. Perfect spot for JR.
Yeah.
You just get him to say, so, what do you think about this? And then the wrestlers talk, and then that's it. You get the rub that JR's there and he's
Exactly.
involved.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything. Don't
True.
put him live on commentary.
True.
He just wasn't great.
But as you said, this was a good match.
Yeah, the Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Bryan match, fantastic.
Apart from Aubrey Edwards, but yes.
Yes, apart from Aubrey Edwards. This is where
You and your
Dan's
mate.
annoyance started for the night. Because that was actually Aubrey's first match of the night.
He was.
Surprising.
I enjoyed the card all the way up to this.
Do we need to point out the Mighty Don't Kneel?
TMDK, Robbie Eagles.
Yeah, big old Robbie Eagles.
Our boy
Step
Sleck's part of the
closer.
TMDK too, mate.
But he's not in the video, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's still part of it.
Yeah, but Robbie Eagles.
My boy. My boy.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing on. This, as we mentioned a bit earlier in the show, this Zack Sabre Jr. and Daniel Bryan match, we could see why it was labelled a dream match because it was just
It was the best
technical
wrestling I've
finesse to the extreme. It was absolutely fantastic. I've never been more impressed with a technical performance like that.
But this is where Dan's already touched on it. I think it would have looked even better if the other matches hadn't gone as long as this one did.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one deserved to go for that amount of time because it was a
100%.
technical masterpiece.
And it didn't feel like that long of a match either, because it was just it kept your attention for the whole match because
And
they
they
were
paced
just
it.
constantly tweaking what they were doing, reversals, different submissions, different maneuvers, and all
Danielson's
that.
on a career run towards the end of his retirement.
Yeah,
Like
and he's just having banger after banger.
the match he had against Ricky Starks in Collision the other week was brutal and probably one of the best you'll see on Collision. Obviously, the stuff with this match and what he did. Who did he face in the last in All In or All Out?
I can't remember his name. Can't remember it.
Yeah, but like every match Danielson's had lately.
Wasn't it someone Stark?
Ricky Starks.
Ricky
was the one-
Stark.
No, that was the one in Collision.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, fully agree. This was a technical, and this was one where at the end of it, Moxley just said, "Holy shit!" He goes, "I've never seen better wrestling in my life."
Yeah.
The one
And then
just-
also there was a handshake offered from Danielson.
Yes,
after
there
getting
was.
the win.
And then Zack Sabre Jr. rolled out of the ring.
Refused the handshake.
well, and the kayfabe story behind that is Danielson didn't win technically. So Danielson won by the knee strike, which is a strike. So he didn't tap him out or wrestle him out. He struck him out.
So there's definitely another match coming there for sure.
Yeah.
Likely.
I would not be mad
For
at it.
that, yeah.
I'd be happy to watch some more of their
I think one other thing I commented was that New Japan TV title that Zack Sabre Jr.'s got is the ugliest shit belt.
It just says New Japan Pro Wrestling
And it's just
Strong.
square.
And there's- Oh, it's nah.
Trash.
That's not it, man. It's almost as bad as the NWA title that's got like the big outline of America on it.
Yeah.
It's just like the big red strap. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sure you American folk love it. Not that you've probably stayed on the podcast listening this long or watching this long.
So,
Yeah, actually, I was going to bring that up before you continue on talking about Wrestle Dream. I feel like maybe we need to talk in American accents and be a bit more American to try.
I don't
and get
think
our
I can
American
hold it for
brethren.
the whole show.
No, dude, you can do it. Just get a gun and start shooting it off. You don't have to say anything. We'll.
I love the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Dallas Cowboys. Here we go again.
guns, and more guns.
Goddamn Dak Prescott.
God damn it.
Oh, don't forget about your PBR.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
So if you have stayed this far in the podcast, please write Dak Prescott in the comments for us.
Thank
so
you.
we know.
Yes.
And tell us how we can be more American and keep you watching.
Is it just the accents?
I reckon it is, man. They hear us and just go, oh my God, how bad is that accent? They don't even speak English. That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
So
Yeah.
Good old kangaroo kick.
Yeah.
Fuck you, America. I mean, what?
We got 3 more matches to cover.
oh my god, this
give-
goes too long.
I'm going to give this one over to Ted.
Is this my Mudshow match?
Yep.
We don't have to cover it. It was a Mudshow. It was a 6-man tag. We already mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Could have been great. They wrecked it with too many spots. So, yeah, I don't really want to cover it. We already covered it before.
Ted is a massive fan of the Don Callis family, specifically the entrance music, which is just like a horrible sound. No, just sound. And the backdrop of Don Callis' Jesus at the last.
Dude, I'm not even religious. I am
And you're
definitely.
offended.
No, I'm not offended. I just looked at it and went, seriously? Come on, bro. Are you the best thing since sliced bread? I don't think so. I don't think so.
He's not in the league of Paul Heyman. Not even close.
Mate, the best thing that happened with that was the chant they were doing at Don Callis. That was the best thing of the whole match.
It was F.U. Callis.
That's right,
Yes.
yeah, over and over again. So that was that match, and Don Callis and his team won
Yeah.
by fuckery.
Essentially, yes. That's all we're going to cover.
There was the bat on Jerry.
Yeah. It was
that's right.
the distraction to your favourite referee just took way too long, and
Yeah.
Oh,
she was
Osprey,
down in that
yeah.
corner
Yeah.
for about 60
and then
seconds.
Osprey was like
90 seconds.
holding her
Yeah.
on the rope and yeah. Anyway,
No.
okay, next match.
Too much. Next match was FTR versus Aussie Open.
Yep.
Aussie!
Oi.
Yeah, there we go.
Again, 10 minutes too long. Don't.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic match.
just-
I was actually really impressed with it. Apart from the Ring of Honor tag team title match we saw at All In,
Yeah.
this is the second time I've seen Aussie Open, and I was really impressed with
No,
it.
they're good, man.
First match I ever saw them was on a Dynamite versus the Young Bucks, and it was probably one of the best tag matches I've seen. These guys really can go.
They're good.
But this is just it's every FTR match. They're all the same. They beat each other around, then they do different spots, and they work for hot tags. It's good. It's a good formula. But once you've seen one, you've seen them all.
That's tag team wrestling, man. That's tag team wrestling.
Wait until we get to when we are going to have the benefit for those with flash photography, mate, and then I think you're going to change your mind.
The old ENC versus the Hardy Boys.
And then we get to
Wait. We can't call them ENC. It's not Edge and Christian. Adam is it ANC? Adam
CNC or AC. The AC.
Oh, the
Copeland
AC/DC.
and Cage.
You could.
CC.
Oh,
CCs.
I actually kind of like the ring of that, Copeland and Cage.
Copeland and Cage.
That
Copeland
sounds
Cage
pretty good.
versus the Hardys.
What was it you said in the chat the other day about Edge with his name instead of Edge? What did you call him? Corner?
Corner.
Corner and
Oh,
Cage. Corner and Cage.
I always call him Ledge.
Ledge?
Ledge.
Ledge. Oh, look out for Ledge.
All right.
So speaking of Ledge,
Yeah. We get to the main event of the evening. 2 out of 3 falls. Darby Allin versus Christian Cage.
now can I just say before Mr. Mudshow over here gets in and shits all over
I think our Mudshow counters at about 8.
I actually...
Are you assuming I'm going to shit on this match?
Yes, because you were complaining a lot near the end.
Well, no, we're going to shit on a specific spot.
I actually really dug this match, man.
I think it was a fantastic match.
Because again, if you're going to go all out, right?
Pun intended.
Pun intended. So I'm going to let you, Reece. I'm sorry, I'm taking over again.
No, that's all right.
I enjoyed it, man. I thought like we called it at the start that Darby was going to get a really quick pin, and the fact that he pulled the skivvy over the head.
over his head.
That's how you do a roll up.
That's a roll up that I can be happy about.
Yeah, I get behind that.
Because that was a fantastic roll up.
And then Darby sold the moves in this match.
Darby nearly
man.
died.
Oh, the stair spot, man. The metal stairs.
Let's talk about that stair spot for
So for those that
I thought he was dead. I seriously thought he was dead.
it was probably months ago. It was pre-WrestleMania when Roman and Kevin Owens had a match. and Roman kind of urine-argued Kevin onto the stairs.
I thought you were going to say urinated on the stairs for a second. I don't know where you were going with that.
I'm not urinating everywhere.
Oh, wow. Only in the pool.
That's right, fair enough. But he put Kevin onto the stairs, and it was like the stair side up. So normally when they do a bump on the stairs, it's on the top flat part, right?
Yeah.
That was the first time I think anyone had seen someone like fully slam someone's stair side of the stairs.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And it was brutal, and I'm pretty sure Kevin was out for ages. Like, he was not part of that match. Darby took 2 of those, all from the ring, down onto the stairs.
And you could see the first time Christian obviously went, you know what, I'm going to do it onto the floor because if I do it onto the stairs from the apron, he's going to die.
So
and so he did it onto the floor in front of the stairs. And then Darby, I don't know if Darby's gone, no, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because he did it from the floor first.
Onto the stairs.
Which that was bad enough. And then
went
up
back
onto the apron again. And you could see Christian had to rethink what he was going to do because he was going to sort of suplex him and went, no, again, you're going to die.
And then
changed it into kind of like a power slam.
Yeah,
I think it was more so like a, what do you call that slam?
Like a Michinoku driver.
No, it wasn't like that because he went side on into the stairs. Darby did the second time.
Oh, yes, that's more like a power slam.
Yeah, it was more like a power. But dude, it was brutal. And like I seriously, and he sold it so well.
Mark Henry's world's strongest slam.
Yeah, he sold it so well. I literally thought, I'm like, he ain't getting up, man.
No.
I think he's legit hurt.
Yeah.
And they sold that really well. Brought out a stretcher.
Comes out.
Was a little bit
Concerned.
confused with the fact that Christian then went and undid all the ropes for the mat because I was like, well, you're doing that so you can have the wood power slam him on, but he's about to be stretch it out, which would mean you win the match because he's gonna not be able to
just
get in the match.
Such a nice guy wants to help out everyone's fathers by just pulling the ring apart early. Just helping the ring crew. That's all he was doing. Helping the ring crew out. He's a real good man, Christian.
But then we get the excellent spot of Christian doing a frog splash from the top to the outside onto the stretcher.
On the stretcher, which Darby, his legs were tied to the stretcher.
Yeah, so he couldn't. So good.
Oh, dude.
Fantastic.
And what about when, is it Nick Wayne? Is that I'm getting that name right? His mum throwing the drink in Christian's face. We skipped over that bit.
Yep.
Nick Wayne's mum, who is a better version of Charlotte, shall we say?
She's a MILF.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Language. Don't look it up, kids.
So, but that stair spot again, and then the stretcher, and then they come. So, and then Darby goes back into the ring. I can't even remember how many times he got planted on the wood.
Yeah,
So he got unprettied on
Unprettied, which he kicked out.
Let's talk about that for a
On
freaking second.
wood.
He just took 2 ridiculous stair bumps.
Yep.
He was
A
getting
frog
stretched
splash
out.
while he was stretching. Gets rolled into the ring. Gets hit with Christian's finishing move.
Yep.
And I'm pretty onto bare wood.
Yep.
So Christian's taken the mat and the padding off, so it's just bare wood.
Yep.
And then kicks out.
1, 2.
Yep.
Mudshow.
And then Darby went
Absolutely
for the
ridiculous.
coffin drop again.
Missed.
No,
he got it the first time,
he
he
hit
missed
it.
the second time.
That's right. And then Christian goes for the spear, and we saw it coming. Spears the ref.
Yep.
Then takes out Darby again.
Yeah.
Realizes the ref can't count. Goes to get the belt. Brings the belt in.
Nick Wayne comes
Nick
down.
Wayne comes down, steals the belt from Christian.
Yeah.
Stands alongside Darby, and again we saw it. We saw it coming.
He
Calls it.
Nick Wayne then
Wayne
clocks
turns on Darby.
Darby in the head. Christian drags the referee over, who somehow miraculously becomes conscious from being dragged over to where Darby is lying. Gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. They start beating up Darby. Sting comes down with no music, which was interesting.
Yep.
To save Darby.
Because the sound guy already had one song teed up.
It was already teed up.
I can't do multiples. I can't. I've got this one ready.
And then Luchasaurus comes down.
Yep, so that
also
makes it
no
3 on
music.
2,
And
which
then you
then
got your 3 on 2, and then
and then Dan ate his humble pie, and we went over that before. So thank you, Dan. We expect a check in the mail.
Yeah.
So that was WrestleDream.
Yeah.
I think it ended quite well.
Yeah,
Stuff you, Dan.
Yeah.
I think overall I'd probably give it about 7.
That's
out of
decent.
10, maybe.
I think it was the second best pay-per-view of the weekend.
Yeah, actually, we'll touch on that soon.
Cool.
But yeah,
Well, that's AEW. That's AEW wrapped up for the week.
Yep.
And I think we need to jump over to WWE because we spent that's the most time we've ever spent talking about AEW.
Well,
Other than the All-In review show.
Very true. That was the whole show.
Paper review, if you will.
Yeah.
So if we go back to WWE, we're going to go back to the beginning of the week, back to Raw.
Remind me what happened. Host.
Well, I will. No, I will, because I actually did my job and wrote it down on a run sheet. So just to keep you happy. This is just for you. So Raw opened with Mr. American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, coming out to the crowd, massive pop as usual, and was referring to, obviously, Jay is what I wanted to talk about, the fact of Jay coming over to Raw and people having a problem with it, blah, blah, blah.
One of the first things that he mentioned. Mm-hmm. You got it?
You're talking about it's no longer the third inning.
We're not in the third innings anymore, boys.
So very good callback to Paul Heyman's.
I also think that essentially cements his
as
the one that's moving to SmackDown.
Correct.
100%.
I think so, but they're obviously still dragging that out. But Judgment Day, obviously like the urban myth, you say their name 3 times in the mirror, turn around, throw salt over your shoulder, they appear.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, it's Finn Balor.
And I don't know if you saw this, but Dom got booed. I don't know if that's a thing.
Does it happen?
Yeah, he talks and he gets booed. I don't know if that's a thing.
I love his haircut.
They're piping it in hard.
It is. It's getting piped in. But that's okay. I still find it funny. I still find it funny. And obviously they were threatening to sort of go in and beat up Cody, and he stood up and was like, come on, man, I'll fight in a suit, no problem. And Jay came out of the crowd, stood alongside him. It was still, 3...
Numbers game still with Judgment.
Still 3 on 2.
Quick maths.
And then Sammy and Kevin come into the ring.
Yep.
Makes it 4 on 3, and they obviously go to retreat. Damien is the sort of second in charge at the moment, with Mummy still being away, injured ribs, and goes to walk away. And our mate JD McDonough walks out with 2 chairs. Little Farquhar comes out with a couple of chairs, hands it to Finn.
And I like this point that Finn just went, yeah.
Let's do it.
Try. Didn't question it. Didn't second thought it. Didn't ask Damien. It was like, yeah.
And Dom just followed. Damien stood back.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't do it. Goes in and goes, oh, shit. He ends up getting stuck between all 4, getting beaten up, which obviously then went to a backstage segment later on where Damien lost his shit.
He lost his shit. But that was fantastic to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's given him some character, so hopefully that's not the last of it that we see.
No, it definitely won't be. It's one of the strongest storylines going on. Yeah. And Dan was super happy because it didn't end up being a 6-man tag or even an 8-man tag. Yeah. It ended up just being a tag match, which we already knew was happening for the night anyway, for the tag titles. So that's what opened the show, which I think was actually a pretty good opening to see pretty much all the main heels versus all the main faces. Great way to start. And Cody, easy given to start your show if you want to get cheers. The match that we had, Otis versus Bronson.
Big, meaty men slapping meat.
Well, I have to say, man, for 2 massive dudes, they actually had a pretty good match.
They put on a banger. Because I was impressed.
I was super worried that it was going to be dragged on, but they actually went really well. They paced it correctly.
I think Bronson is underrated by how well he can work.
Yeah.
For a big man, same as Otis, I think both of them can actually work.
Oh, definitely.
But
obviously, I did call the fact that if it was going to be the main event, the ring was going to collapse.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that it was the first match on the card, the ring did not collapse. So that was. But you can't do that too often, man. They've done that too often in the past, so you can't do it again. Yeah. But no, it was a good match. Not really much to talk about, but obviously Bronson's on a bit of a run because he got the win.
Yeah.
Then we had Ciampa versus Kaiser.
Yes.
After that,
a
good match, and Ciampa got the win, which is the right way to go. Gunther is obviously getting quite upset with his lackeys because
don't wake up Imperium.
Oh, he's going to get so upset.
We had 2 segments that would lead to some tension with Imperium.
But it's good because Ciampa's going to go for the title now, so that's good.
I do also feel that they're kind of playing the Bloodline storyline. Remember when Sammy was kind of in the Bloodline, knowing the Bloodline, and then Jay was trying to get him in, and Roman said, he's your problem. If he fails, it's you. It's what Gunther did. Because Gunther said to Kaiser, if he fails, Giovanni fails, it's on you.
Yeah.
And so...
But now he's lost as well.
Yeah, but it's the way that the heel boss is making it everyone else's problem, not their own.
But I have to admit, I'm with you, man. I don't want them to break up yet.
No way. No. Keep them together. Or, please, I watched a fair bit of NXT this week because there was a whole bunch of that on there. Yeah. Hurry up and bring up Ilya Dragunov or Tyler Bate or someone and put them with Imperium. Ilya Dragunov, man, he's insane.
He's fantastic. I love him.
Maybe new members of Imperium. That could work.
Yeah, expand it out.
Okay. Yeah, but Ciampa got the win, which is good. Next match we had...
Ciampa now faces Gunther at Fastlane.
Yes, that has been announced.
Yeah.
The next match we had after a bit of a backstage segment
I think the segment was before the Ciampa match, but yes.
Yes.
It led to this.
Tegan Knox versus your mate,
Natalya.
Natalya.
Yay.
And it was the right result.
Yes.
It went the right way. The match was what it was supposed to be. And to be honest with you, I would have preferred if they'd done this before Natalya had wrestled Becky Lynch for the title.
Yes.
I think this would have made more sense.
I think everybody other than Vince McMahon
Yeah.
thinks that makes more sense.
But it's good to see Natalya. Good on her for putting Tegan Knox up.
that's what all the backstage promo was about. They were throwing shade at Natty because Knox.
Yeah.
Becky was like, "Oh, I saw you waiting in the curtains. Like, what happened?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I just let Natty have it, being the veteran."
Do you think Becky's going to drop the title to Knox? Is that the plan?
Nah.
No.
They're definitely going to have a match, though. That's,
Yeah, they have
that's
a
on
match
the
this
cards.
Yeah, it's
That's
confirmed
on the cards.
for
Yeah.
Raw tomorrow for us.
Is it a title match?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't think she's going to drop it?
To make up for 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Look forward to that.
It was only 2 minutes 40 that she beat Natalya with, but
Okay. And then some very exciting news, because it was getting a bit much, because this is obviously, I think, the third week in a row we're going to have a similar segment with Seth coming out and challenging Nakamura.
Yeah.
It's like, here I am, come get my title.
Yep.
We had a very cool, another videotape, pre-taped
I'm glad that
promo.
they're keeping on with that and they need to just do that moving forward. I'm happy to sit there and read subtitles if it means like we get a good Nakamura promo.
I was reading it out because my partner was doing some work at the time and wasn't watching the screen. But
she don't know Japanese.
No, she knows more than you, mate. I'm telling you.
Likely.
I bet she does. She went there as an exchange student, mate. So
Really? Why is she not reading it to you?
because she was doing work. Were you listening? Thank you for listening, Reece.
No priorities.
So anyway, she was doing work. I was
Wrestling.
reading it out, and as I read it out, I was actually like, wow, that's actually a really good promo.
It's a good promo.
It's on point. It makes you realise that, man, he's going to break Seth in half. That's pretty much what he's getting at, right? He's going to make sure he doesn't walk out of there.
And the promo leads to Seth accepting Shinsuke's challenge being a last man standing match at Fastlane.
Now, the only issue I have with the delivery of this is actually on Seth's side. And the only issue I have with it is he's the one going, wrestle me, why won't you wrestle me? Nakamura says, last man standing, and then he stands there and goes,
Yeah, he sort of like played he was like,
and it's like, mate, you are supposed to be losing your mind. You want to wrestle this guy. You should be just going, hell yeah, I should. And then after you've accepted it, go, have I made the wrong decision because of my back?
Correct.
Not stand there in the ring and go, oh, maybe I shouldn't.
Well, they even put it.
He had a mini promo with himself in the ring.
Yeah, it was weird.
To figure
I didn't
out if he
like
was going to
that.
accept
But even in
it.
the
Wasn't a thing.
promo stuff they'd cut up from the last few weeks, Seth had said, you pick the place, you pick the time.
Yeah.
And so then when Nakamura picked the place and the
Picked
time,
the time.
Seth was like, oh.
Double. It just doesn't work with the story for me.
I think I've said this to you guys off air. I love Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I do not love this title.
No.
He needs to drop the
Not a
title.
fan.
I don't like what he's doing.
I feel like he was too predictable that he was going to get it to begin
Yeah.
with, and that sort of kicked it off in a bad way.
Yeah.
And then it's not.
Nakamura needs
He needs
to
to
walk
win
out of Fastlane as the world heavyweight
Especially
champion.
being a last standing match when we're playing up Seth's back injury so much.
Yeah.
Something needs to be done about it, and
Well, you have it where he's not knocked out, right? Because normally in a last man standing match, they get counted to 10 because they're knocked out.
Yeah.
You have it where Seth's actually not knocked out, but he just can't get up because of his back injury, and that keeps him.
Yeah.
You don't bury him because it's like, well, you didn't knock him out. You literally just took his injury and made it
like
worse.
he keeps trying to get up, but his back keeps failing him and he
Correct.
keeps
Here's the
falling back
pitch.
down.
Can't get on his feet.
Here's the pitch. Dan booking Wrestling 180.
Well, here we go. Look at Dan over here.
Nakamura destroys Seth. His back is injured. He gets stretched out. He's off TV. He's gone. Nakamura does whatever. I don't know. Ciampa.
Becky Lynch comes in and challenges him for the title. Gets revenge.
Seth's off TV.
Okay.
A still champion or
No, he loses.
No, he loses
Nakamura
the title.
takes it,
Loses the
Seth's
title.
gone.
just making sure.
We don't need two champions not defending, mate.
We get all the way to Survivor Series.
Okay.
And then you've got the Judgment Day
CM Punk.
and Judgment Day and I don't know, Nakamura, right? Are facing the good guys. Owens, Zayn, Cody, Jay, and they need a fifth. And they've got, I don't know, let's say
Dragon Lee.
Johnny Gargano is their fifth person.
Oh, they finally found him.
Right? They found him.
He came back.
And so then at the start of, or on the Raw beforehand, or whatever you want to do it, the Judgment Day go and they injure Johnny Gargano. They're really bad. Is he going to show up? Is he going to go? And then you get to SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and they're like, Johnny Gargano can't go. Fine, we're the good guys. We'll go 4 against 5. And then the last person spot pops, bang, Seth Rollins comes back.
Oh, so he chucks a Brock Lesnar and inserts himself into a match and then wins.
Well, he just wins for the good guys.
I wouldn't mind that.
And then that way, then he takes out Nakamura, or if you want, if it's still champion. And then that way, you've got 2 months without that feud. And then you bring it back for a massive pop.
Yep.
And then have another match or 2, and then you can go with your WrestleMania series after.
Okay, as long as Nakamura gets the title for a bit, mate, I'm down with that.
I think Nakamura has to win the title, but I think if you keep Seth Rollins on TV with him, there's going to be too much to it.
Oh, 100%. You need to write him off.
From him,
Yeah.
And let Nakamura have.
Let Nakamura have a feud with Jay for a bit. He's over.
Yeah.
He's over. Give him a shot, and then you can make it
Main event.
You can make it an issue because everyone else gets upset that Jay's getting a shot because he just got here.
Ooh, good booking. We should book this show.
Ted, baby.
That's why he's got the name.
No, look, it was a good segment, and I'm super, super excited for Last Man Standing because we haven't seen one for a while. And if they do it right, it could really be a contender for Match of the Year.
Yeah.
Then we had Dom versus Dragon Lee.
So the fact I wanted to just touch on this one, Dragon Lee was on 4 shows this week.
Wow.
So he was on Raw with his match against Dom, which was brilliant.
Yep.
He was on NXT as the #1 contender match for
North American.
the North American title shot because obviously they fired Mustafa Ali, so someone had to have that match.
Rough, yep.
He then showed up on SmackDown to get in the face of Austin Theory. And then he wrestled on NXT. He was special guest referee for No Mercy.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're trying to tell me that they're not pushing him as the next Rey Mysterio...
Yeah, but are they going to do the exact same thing like that meme where they get someone in a mask and go, here's the next Rey Mysterio. Doesn't work out. Who's the next Rey Mysterio? Oh, it's Rey Mysterio again.
Maybe he's the next Sin Cara, who knows?
Don't dislocate a finger, Dragon Lee. Don't dislocate a finger.
I think he's better than both of them.
Dude, that match against Dom.
Great.
Oh, man, it was
Fantastic.
great. I mean, I'm not going to lie. He carried Dom through that a little bit.
So I will defend Dom to this point, and I fully am on your side that he was never technically great, especially in the feud with Edge and Ray and all that sort of stuff. He was never that good.
Yep.
He's gotten way better.
Since then.
Oh,
The
definitely.
NXT, which is the whole point of sending him down to NXT.
Yeah.
He has gotten better. The spots in this match and the fact that Dom could carry the whole match with Dragon Lee comfortably, I think is a really, really good indictment on his career that he is getting better. And we all knew that he has the character. He's getting booed out the goddamn building every single time. You know his character is great. But everyone always thought that, he's not quite the wrestler that we want him to be.
Yeah. So you put him against someone like that. Yeah.
He's getting there now, which is good.
No, that's good, man.
And he won clean, which I thought was a bit surprising.
Oh, I guess you need that, though, to help build him up, right?
Yeah,
I thought the same. I was actually shocked that he won clean.
Oh,
Good
100%.
finish, though.
Because Dragon Lee, he was on top for 90% of that match, too.
He's definitely getting called up soon, 100%.
So that was a fantastic match, which was then followed by No One Cares. Miss Nia Jax against Zoe Stark.
I didn't even put that down.
No, you didn't. You did. I didn't think you would, but obviously we got to mention it. I actually really think this was a missed opportunity to give Zoe Stark a bit of a push. Because you imagine how popular she would have been if she had actually beaten Nia Jax. Because let's be honest, Nia Jax is not very popular.
It was 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit of a squash.
Yeah, but like...
But Zoe got some moves in, though. It wasn't really a squash.
I think the important thing, too, was that Zoe confronted her.
Got in her face.
Got in her face and said, I'm not scared of you.
Yeah.
I think that the promo beforehand was terrible. Nia Jax is very
Oh, it was awful.
The fact that she kept on calling herself
Human.
the biggest human here. Like, I get you trying to say that you're bigger than the men and the women. Like, you're not a man or a woman. And I understand that. But, like, just say, I'm the biggest superstar here. I am the baddest superstar. I am whatever. Stop saying, why would you say human? It just sounds weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that
Doesn't get right.
they had to get poor little Michael Cole up into the ring just to make Nia look even bigger.
I know, right.
Next to Michael Cole.
Did he do the whole split leg thing?
Just getting out of
I just don't see where they're going with it, man. She's destroying everybody, and I just don't find it legit.
It's going to be her and Rhea.
Of course.
That's what they're building to.
But if Rhea loses to her, I quit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the whole of Australia will quit, mate.
Do you want to cement that in an I Quit match?
Yes. Anthony Albanese will then wrestle on Australia's behalf against Nia Jax in an I Quit match. After this, we had some Miz TV. Yes. You're looking at me?
This is great.
No, I'm just waiting.
I'm waiting for you to correct me, but I've written it down.
No, it's
I've
6
written it
days
down.
ago. I'm waiting for you to refresh my memory.
So he was interviewing Drew McIntyre on Miz TV.
Here we go.
And McIntyre was in a very...
Shut up, Miz.
Yes, exactly. That was
How many times?
It was a lot. But good on Miz for taking it. But McIntyre, for especially at least my partner and probably all the other ladies watching, was, wearing a nice leather Scottish kilt number that just turning all the ladies on. So thanks, mate.
The one comment I had from this was that at the end of it when... Because obviously Xavier Woods and Kofi came out.
Yep.
They sort of argued.
I love that the New Day is still relevant, man, and still on there.
The Big D.
The big...
Big
D,
yeah. Great promo stuff. But then the end of it, like the end of the segment when Michael Cole was like, oh, it looks like we're going to have a match now. Yeah. You already announced at the start of the show that Kofi was facing Drew and they both walked out in their ring gear. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. That was a bit weird. But hell of a match. Hell of a match.
Good match.
But I thought the promo was actually pretty good because at one point I thought, where are they going with this? And I do feel like the Shut Up Miz did maybe overshadow it a little bit because it was absolutely hilarious every time he said it.
But also, like, the way that he was so serious, he wasn't...
We're getting heel Drew soon.
Absolutely.
It's happening.
It's heel Drew saying, shut up, Miz. It wasn't, when, like, Triple H used to be telling someone to, like, shut up and talk like, DX-wise.
Yeah.
He was doing it as a joke, knowing the crowd was cheering him saying it.
Yeah.
Drew was purely telling Miz to shut up.
Yeah, he was actually being serious, like, shut the hell up. Yeah. But then it led into a great match between Kofi and Drew.
I love the fact that Kofi's having these sick matches on Raw.
Dude, it's
just
awesome.
proving to everybody, I'm still here, I'm still...
Is he now going to be the new Dolph Ziggler? Is that what's going on here? Because now Dolph's...
Don't bury my boy Kofi with Dolph.
Oh, man, I'm just saying, dude, that's what it looks like it's going to happen. But it was a hell of a match.
Yeah.
One of the weird things, though, and I don't know where this is going to go, because obviously Ivar came out and attacked
Oh, we got another Ivar moonsault.
Xavier.
Fantastic.
So is that like, is Drew going to team up with Ivar here? Are we going to get some sort of Scottish
No, I think
Viking alliance going on
It's
here?
just the way that you keep Drew on TV and entertained for his turn. Because he needs to turn, but he can't turn yet. And then you can filter the Viking Raiders back to the New Day and get them on.
No, but I hope that the Viking Raiders actually get split up. I'm not going to lie.
I just
Split up.
Come on, do it, man. Ivar can obviously wrestle, man.
They both can.
Yeah, dude.
They're
man, sounds awesome.
injured at the moment.
Dude, and I'm sorry, Sarah Logan as Valhalla does not work. That voice in the intro, where it's just her voice going, "This is Valhalla."
No, Valhalla is here.
Yeah, whatever it is. It sounds like she's. I don't know how else to put it. It sounds like
Sound
she's some
Mudshow?
sort of
She's a Viking.
TikTok person who's like, Valhalla is here. Some sort of thirst trap
Clip
going on
that.
there, mate.
We've got an ASMR podcast going, do we?
Yes. So that was Raw.
Yeah.
But actually, no, we got the tag match, man. What am I doing?
Come on, man.
The tag match, the main event.
Which was like,
An awesome match.
yeah, I give this whole Judgment Day, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens thing a lot of flack.
Yeah.
But
A hell of a
by
match.
God, they put on some good goddamn matches.
Can I just say, how many matches has Sami Zayn been in now where you think, holy shit, they're going to win? They're going to win the title. You think
I
back
thought that
to
was
that
gonna
Roman
change it.
match, man. You thought that everyone, oh my God, he's going to do it. Same again in this match. I actually thought, my God, they're going to get their titles back. It's going to happen. Like, they told that story so well. And as you said, we've had this story for a while now. So there was a lot of potential for them just to do the same old story and you go, roll your eyes.
You paid me out for the start of the show, being like, let's give me another 6-man tag, because they do it all the time.
It essentially was, really.
Yeah, but like every time you let them, because this was obviously for the titles and everything better, you just let them go.
Yep.
They brought a hell of a match. They
And
really
this
can.
is
They're
how
all
you
really good
do
wrestlers.
a match where there's multiple people that come in and interfere with spots and do it properly where it doesn't look like a mud show.
Yeah.
And they did that.
I agree.
How much money are we putting in the Mudshow account?
Oh, it's funny how Christian Bale, we said it.
Maybe we should start our own wrestling show one day and just call it the Mud Show.
The
Mud Show!
Down under the Mudshow.
So anyway, they defended. They kept the titles in the end.
Spot at the end with the haluva kick
Yep.
and then JD with the belt.
Oh, yeah.
I do think that Priest oversold the slow to
Yeah, 100%.
pin.
It was a little bit much.
Yeah, it was.
It was about
He could have been a bit quicker.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing how hard those belts are, mate. They just knock you out.
It's going to be interesting to see what Damien Priest says on Raw tomorrow, seeing as he told JD that you're not in the Judgment Day, you're never going to be in the Judgment Day.
And
then he still comes out to help him.
And the only reason they got the titles is because of him.
On that point, because obviously it's Monday, and as you said, Raw tomorrow.
Yeah.
Americans, stop complaining about the fact that Elimination Chamber is going to be at 3 a.m. We have Tuesday morning SmackDown and Saturday morning... Tuesday morning Raw and Saturday morning SmackDown.
Well,
shut the hell up.
Yeah, it's more at 11 a.m. now for us, which is
Still
a more
do.
reasonable time. But
You get one pay-per-view that you might have to get up early in the morning for.
let's put it this way. You guys are complaining about getting up at 3, 4, 5 or 6 a.m. or whatever to watch Elimination Chamber. I got up at 4 a.m. to watch Money in the Bank when it was in London.
Yep.
I get up at 4 a.m. every morning to watch the NFL.
Yeah. If you're that dedicated to it, just
Dude, just
suck it in.
tell your neighbour to shoot his gun off at 3:30 in the morning, wakes you up,
Or
go eat some hot dogs.
Elimination Chamber time.
Who cares what time of the morning it is? Watch some Elimination Chamber at 4 o'clock in the morning, and fuck you. Anyway,
or just sleep
really
in
swear.
and then start the stream when you wake up. Just rewind it.
they have no patience for that, dude.
Oh, clearly they're self-titled Americans, and
America!
you're all going to tune out about right.
We're going long on this podcast, boys. Just,
How long is it?
Yeah, okay.
We've got 20 already.
Hour and 20.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got to go through. We might need to miss NXT at this point. I don't know if we want to.
we can't do that.
All right, so SmackDown, we'll go through it really quickly. Obviously, there's been 100 days since Roman has defended his title. We spoke about that. Bloodline came out, but was it really the Bloodline? Because Roman wasn't there. Again.
Yeah, they're starting some shit.
And obviously, they're making it seem as if Heyman can't control Jimmy because Jimmy's getting a bit out of control.
Solo just likes destroying things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when Jimmy's doing it, he's like,
it's going to be interesting. Roman's been confirmed to come back the October 13th episode of SmackDown. So it's going to be interesting.
It's after Fastlane.
Yeah, the one after
I
Fastlane.
still feel they need to somehow bring in storyline of...
I feel like he's going to get there and he's just going to start shit.
But this-
Roman's going to go off his nut.
There's got to be a reason he's not there. This is what I'm getting at. 100 days he hasn't defended the title. What's the reason?
He's on holiday, man.
Doesn't matter. We've talked about
I
this
need to
before.
rest my body. I've been a champion for 1,000 days. I'm
Yeah, but at
carrying
least there's got to be
the
some sort of
company on my
promo or
shoulders.
something, man. Yeah, but
To
where's
be
the
fair,
promo for that?
He has been carrying the company up.
Yeah, I know.
But where's the promo for that? We haven't even seen it.
That's when he comes back. He doesn't come.
No, he needs to do it in the
is
meantime.
tribal
Sorry.
chief. He does not cut through.
I'm
main
sorry.
promos.
No.
And then obviously we had Jimmy. Oh, I saw that time.
You didn't see.
Yeah, no. You watch yourself. Superman punch coming your way. And then obviously we had
It was an orange
Jimmy versus Anderson.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's still on TV. That's the only one.
Because all of a sudden he goes, oh, you hurt my mate AJ. I'm going to do something about it now after the fact.
I was low-key hyped for that match. Like, as SmackDown was unfolding, I was like, oh, here we go. An opportunity for Carl Anderson to showcase his wrestling ability.
Yeah.
Squashed by Jim.
Yeah,
I was very unimpressed about that.
it's a bit sad.
Was it a squash though?
It was a short match, I think.
I mean, let me find out how short it was.
I'm going to say under 4 minutes.
Under 4 minutes, you reckon?
I reckon.
pretty short.
I felt like it was really quick.
That's pretty. You know what's also short? The aircon in your house, bro. It is hot in here.
It's not.
There's no aircon in the game.
Oh, I know. I'm sweating balls, man. I tell ya.
I'm feeling a
Are
bit.
you okay?
No.
I'm not
Eh,
sweating.
It's a bit warm. Maybe it's all the lights we put on.
Maybe it's because you're near the open
Maybe it's
door.
'cause
You got a breeze going on.
I work out a lot.
Oh, here we go.
used to it.
Are you calling us fat?
No, I'm fat. Just because I lift weights doesn't mean I'm not fat.
No offense, you're not as fat as us.
Well,
Why did I say no offense? You're not as fat as us.
Well-
I'm giving you a fucking compliment.
What was your time for Jimmy versus Carl?
I reckon under 4.
Under 4 minutes.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
2 minutes and 7 seconds.
Whoa!
it was short.
It was a squash,
It was such a
baby.
good opportunity to have Jimmy have a good match since splitting with Jay, and to also say, hey, here's Carl Anderson, a world-class athlete that we have, who's wrestled all around the globe for different promotions, and you give him less than 3.
That's a squash, man.
That's ridiculous.
That's a squash. All right, well, that happened anyway. And then we had the Grace Muller effect
Yep.
with Bobby Lashley, which was super cool, and essentially got to the point where he was saying that the boys, the Street Profits, dropped the ball.
Yep.
He wasn't happy with them. No good. And
They came out.
They came out, After Theory made the mention that maybe he and Preston,
Waller made the theory.
yeah, that they could he could help them out.
The theory that him and Theory.
Yeah, so that was quite interesting, and obviously then they came out, and then Theory ended up having a match against Grimes.
Don't glaze over the part where Bobby said,
If you want to prove it.
if you want it, prove it
Yep,
to the
true.
Street Profits, which comes later, but they did prove it.
Poor Cameron Grimes, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Grimy, your mate Grimy.
Moon.
How long was that match?
Under 3 minutes. I was about to say.
There you go. It was longer than Carl
longer than
Anderson's
Carl
match.
Anderson.
So
But I mean, Cameron Grimes was an NXT champion. He was in probably one of the better NXT feuds with LA Knight for the $1 million championship.
That was a good feud.
There was so much talk of him coming up and getting up onto the main roster, and this is the first time we've seen him
He's not done much at all.
in anything, and yeah, he got stomped.
No, he had some appearances when he first got called up, but he's not.
Yeah, well, because I think he was wasn't he trying to feud with Corbin?
Yeah, he beat Corbin in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, really quick. And then he tried to feud with Corbin, but then they sent Corbin to NXT, and then like, sorry, we've got nothing for you now. So.
dude. What did you think about the video package for Pretty Deadly?
Oh,
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
yes, boy!
Yes, boy!
I
They're
can't,
getting over. They're getting over
I can't
now.
wait for him to come back.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Dude, I loved it. I loved him getting up on his feet.
Cheered.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Ray versus Escobar.
Oh, I'm going to be honest. This was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
match.
it was a good match. Good match.
Fantastic.
One too many crossbodies, but that's all right.
How long do you reckon this match got?
11 minutes?
I feel like that got over 10.
I think I counted 3 ad breaks during it.
There was a few.
It was
There was a few.
20 minutes and 39 seconds.
Whoa!
Yeah, that felt like a long match.
20-minute match.
Dude,
I'm
it
sitting
didn't
there
feel
watching-
that long for me.
I'm sitting there watching it, and I was just like, this is wrestling. The way the story panned out in that match, with the focus on, I think it was Ray's arm or something. Well, yeah, I'm thinking of something else. But, like, Santos hesitating to do big moves to Ray because he's
Mentor,
such a fan.
yep.
And Ray's his mentor. Like, excellent way to have the story pan out.
Yep. And then every time Ray hit one of his signature moves, so the 6-1 or whatever, Santos knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously studied it for so long.
Can I just point out, you haven't changed the light. We're talking about SmackDown.
Oh, man.
It's still red over here,
Come
man.
on,
Do your job,
We're
Dan.
focused on trying to rush this along because
Do
there's
your
so much
job.
shit to talk
He's
about.
rushing us, bro.
I'm not rushing him.
So anyway, Ray defended,
Yeah. Successfully.
and we still haven't had our Santos turn yet.
Which is not going to happen yet.
No, not
It's going to be held off.
because Street Profits came out.
Yep.
And they proved to Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
They proved it.
Oh,
What they proved,
They
I don't
called
know.
that move now?
Oh, it's called something else.
Cash in.
Yeah.
The cash in.
They changed
cash in?
it. They changed it now. I noticed that.
It's used
Cash
in-
out.
Is it,
Cash out.
is it called the all in or the all out?
No, I think it's called the cash out.
Yeah. It's something.
It's a good move.
Something different.
It's a good
not,
move.
Not the Revelation.
Revelation.
Or whatever it was called. They changed the name of it.
Cash in or cash out?
It's cash out.
Yeah, one of the ones.
Revelation's a bit much.
Anyway.
But yes, they've proved their point to Bobby.
Yeah.
So we've gotten that. We've gotten that turn. That's good.
And hopefully they stick to it. And then
Yeah.
now you've got Ray backstage saying that LWL will take on Lashley and the Street Profits and Fastlane.
Do you reckon that Escobar might end up with Lashley
Nope.
and the Street Profits?
Nope.
No.
No. They'll reform Legado for Del Fantasma. Whatever happens.
Okay. Then the match of the night.
Before we get to that match of the night,
Sorry. Yeah.
also ridiculous joke. Absolutely not match of the night. We're getting main roster promotion for Jade Cargill already.
Oh,
She's
yes.
been signed to the company
Yes.
for a few days.
Yeah.
If that doesn't show you what they see in her as her potential,
So she's a unit. She is a unit.
she's ripped.
And that's what, I think that's maybe something they're trying
And
to
I
look at
know-
is we need to get someone who's actually ripped to be big and strong.
Yeah.
Not that, I mean, Rhea's obviously also ripped, but
Yeah, but Raquel Rodriguez has a back.
I know I have talked a lot of trash about Jade Cargill. in the
you
past.
have.
Yes.
She's coming for you.
Humble pie.
I'm eating my humble pie and I'm jumping shit. I'm
You're
pumped.
jumping on.
I'm jumping on
You're
board.
jumping on the Jade Cargill bandwagon.
100%.
Okay, cool, man.
I'm excited to see where this goes.
I'm happy for you to eat humble pie and do that. That's cool, man. At least you admit to your mistakes, unlike some other people.
Don't just...
He's all elite, baby. So
Keep going.
next match was next match was Charlotte versus Bailey.
I thought it was decent, but...
Yeah, but what about the weird
fantastic?
point that Bailey was? They were wrestling. She was on top. They had
I wish.
they had an ad break came back, and all of a sudden Charlotte's just absolutely dominating.
That's every WWE show.
Literally happens all the time.
What the hell, man?
The more important part of this match was that Charlotte walked out with the microphone and said to Bayley, "What are you doing? You're one of the 4 horsewomen. You're happy just being Io's sidekick."
Yeah.
Like, she's trying to see that.
She's poking the bear,
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Poking the bear.
And then when the match was fine, and then Charlotte wins with a shitty spear,
Yep.
and then they,
Oh, and
they
that's-
beat her up, and then Asuka runs out, and then she yells something in Japanese, and I love that Bayley was just like, "Oh, is that what you want? Is that what you're asking for? Is it fine? You can have a triple threat between you, Charlotte, and Io." And Io was just like, "What?"
No, but then she's like, Io's like, that's not what she said.
Yeah, she didn't say that. He's like, "Yeah, but, you can prove it." So.
Oh,
That is
fantastic.
That is brilliant. And then we had the final segment of the night where Mr. John Cena came out.
So I love the fact that, you've booked this wrestling show for 2 hours on SmackDown, and you, thank God, didn't book a main event so that there's just enough time for John Cena to show up, and then, because if you had a main event match, like, that wouldn't have worked, because where would John Cena do?
Well, I mean, the main reason for this was because it was round 2. It was the
This was the spot
redo.
from
This was the
us.
redo.
Yeah, redo
And the
it.
spot that we got, obviously, with Bloodline attacking
Yeah.
John Cena and LaKnight, our boy. Yeah. Coming out, signing the contract,
Tag team match.
tag team match. It's on.
That's
It's
pretty
on. A fast
Pretty
lane.
good.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what happens.
We knew this was coming, so
Yeah.
I was quite happy with the outcome. The pop LA Knight gets is the biggest of everybody's. Like,
Yeah.
he's so over, it's just ridiculous.
Oh, it's crazy.
But the overselling of John Cena in this segment, like not only when LA Knight came out, but then when he grabbed the contract and like LA Knight signed it, John Cena was like, "Are you really?
Too much.
I'm
man,
actually,
too much.
I'm gonna get a part. You?"
Nah.
It was
That was
fine, but it was John Cena Hollywood fucking turned to 11. It was.
Yeah, but you don't even act like that in Hollywood. That was more theatre style, where you're trying to get people up in the bleachers at the back to see what you're doing. Look, I get it though, because he's gone full goof now. Like he's goofy John Cena.
Yes.
He's gone sort of Kurt Angle style, where he can wrestle, but he's just a bit of a goofball. So I think he's trying to do that because he's trying not to steal the spotlight.
When are we going
Too
to see
much.
him in a little cowboy hat? Singing Jimmy Crap.
Jimmy Crack on, I don't care. So anyway, that was the end of SmackDown, which is really cool. Sets up for a great match at Fastlane, and we need to touch on NXT No Mercy.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly touch on normal NXT for a second because
Yep.
the Fatal 4-Way main event.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. We had
Yep.
a couple of good spots in there. So,
Finish was sick in that.
yeah.
I really like.
I really like that finish, but we had a spot where it was someone had a Boston Crab on Dragon Lee. They had an R-bar on Dragon Lee as well. And then Axiom put a sleeper hold on Trick Williams.
Jesus.
So like they had a nice little spot there where everyone was involved in a little submission
Axiom
section.
looks like a Power Ranger.
He does. Pink Power Ranger.
Pink Power Ranger.
Yep.
Power
Then the other
Rangers.
spot from that match I really enjoyed was Tyler Bate. He got Dragon Lee in the spin, like Claudio Castagnoli
Yeah,
spin, and then he had Axiom picked him up while he had Dragon Lee down here, picks up Axiom on his shoulders and did a double airplane spin.
Yeah.
Great spot.
Sick.
Great spot.
The finish
Fantastic.
though, the finish was also really good because I think did they hit a Canadian Destroyer?
They hit one, and it actually got sold
And
properly.
got sold properly, but then and that was Dragon Lee, but then Dragon Lee got pulled off by Trick Williams and he headbutted Trick.
Yeah.
And Trick fell back into the ropes and headbutted Tyler Bate, who was on the apron.
Yeah, right.
He fell off, and because
Dragon
he
Lee fell
headbutted,
out of the ring.
He just fell forward, straight on top of the guy on the ground. 1, 2, 3.
Axiom, yeah, that's how he got the.
Dude.
Trick Williams was like out.
What a
Yeah,
finish.
a fantastic finish, and then
And
that was
that
obviously to
trick-
get the North American Championship title opportunity at No Mercy.
Cool. Okay.
Now we move on to No Mercy.
Yep.
We already covered their NXT happenings a little bit earlier in the show, but
Yep.
kicked off with Bron versus.
Before it kicked off with that, the start of the show and the promo. Do you guys, you gamers, you've played games before? The opening,
Oh, that's right.
promo
Yes.
to it, the way the start of the show was
a throwback to the No
a
Mercy.
Nintendo 64 No Mercy game.
Really?
And it was like push start, select your wrestler, and it was selecting all the characters in No Mercy, like 1996 video game style.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
And they put like Trick Williams versus Ilya Dragunov in these really bad, like GoldenEye looking Nintendo 64 thing. So good.
They know their market, man.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Love that.
Yeah.
But this was the one, obviously, that made your Mudshow, right? Was this that match?
No. Well, one spot, yes.
Yes.
One spot
But
was.
so the way they started the match. They came out. Bron Breakker comes out with this big wolf on his head.
Oh, yeah, I saw
That's
that.
like barking around and shit.
Saw that.
Okay, whatever.
Like a sort of Mantar.
Our mate Baron Corbin comes out with the American Badass style Undertaker.
On a motorbike, yeah, that's
Motorbike.
right. I remember that.
Fantastic. Has his little bandana mask on, rides around the ring, gets out, and then they start brawling. Braun starts, the bell hadn't rung, but Braun starts it by doing a top rope somersault off onto Baron Corbin.
Dude.
Just runs, flip over the top rope, boom, straight onto Baron. They brawled around through the crowd a bit, came back.
So this was the opening match?
Yes.
This was the opening match.
I know you haven't seen this match.
Jesus Christ.
The commentators called Braun versus Baron AI. Do you know what that means?
No.
AI?
Well, I know what AI is.
They both have alpha intensity.
Oh, God.
I thought that was cringe as shit. Especially because
But everything Booker T says is cringe as shit.
especially because like I work in cybersecurity and AI.
Wait, I will not hear a
at
bad
the
word against
moment.
my boy Booker T, man. You watch
Ah, shucky ducky quack quack.
I love you, Booker.
But yeah, it was a great match. We got to the spot where big chokeslam to Braun through the announce table, which
Yep.
then no soul, which was annoying. But then get back up in the ring. Braun got back on top for a little bit. Von Wagner's manager comes out. What's his name? Robert something or other. Comes out, does a crossbody onto Braun. Braun just picks him up and just throws him out of the ring onto some security guards that were down there following him out.
Oh, yeah, I remember that spot. Yeah.
And then Baron Corbin, end of days, 1, 2, 3.
I love that move is protected.
It
You
is,
still don't kick out of it.
nope, never been kicked out of. Love that move. Might come up on a draft at some point.
Okay.
Ooh, best finishes. Ooh.
Best finishes. Ooh,
And have to change
look
the
out.
strategy.
Look out.
Go for
So yeah, Baron got the win there. So then, second match of the night, we moved on to Trick Williams versus Dominic Mysterio for the North American Championship.
Dragon Lee is the special guest referee.
Yes, Dragon Lee is special guest referee.
Okay, yeah.
Which was a great match. We
What I
had
liked about this was the start, right? They got everybody into the announcers, and then Dragon Lee took the title.
Yep.
And like as he took the title, he kind of looked at it. It's like, oh, I wish I just took him.
Yeah.
And then slowly took it over, like all the referees do, and they
Yep.
handed it off. When that happened, Dom hit a drop kick straight on Trick Williams. Bang! Went for the cover. And because he's still doing this,
yeah.
and he kicks out.
Right.
Dom
And then Dom gets up and
This
he's
is too slow. And he was like, but I was. Instantly, they set the here's your tension.
Yeah, yeah.
It was great. So we moved further into that match. We got 2 ref bumps in this match, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes. So we got one where Dom was going for a super kick on Trick Williams. Trick moves out of the way. Bang. Hits Dragon Lee. And then the second one that we had,
But I like that because he's the referee, he has to sell it for 6 minutes rather than get it.
the other one we
What,
had,
those ref shirts, man, they just diminish your
Oh.
power.
it's just sucked the soul out of it.
Yeah.
the
And then you
kryptonite
become
wrestlers.
glass.
Then the
You
other
become
one we
glass.
had was like Trick Williams against this rope. Dom's there. Turns around, goes to run at the other rope. Doesn't see Dragon. I feel like this was a little bit of a botch.
Yeah.
Because Dom had plenty of time to adjust his running course, but he just runs straight into Dragon Lee, knocks him out of the ring. It was just
Dude, have you never been Irish whipped? You can't change direction, dude. Once you get that momentum.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, we ended up with Trick Williams winning the match.
Yep, so
New-
Dom's lost his title.
new North American champion.
To see what Mummy feels
Whoop
about
that trick. Whoop that trick.
I think the storyline
Change
for
the
this-
light to yellow. Next.
Yeah, one job.
One job.
Actually, more than one job. But that's...
I think the storyline they'll tell with this is that Dom won't like it because Dragon Lee was the ref.
Yeah.
So he'll say it was all his fault. And then Mummy will come back and say that I wasn't there to help him, and I reckon she'll then help him win it back.
okay, we'll see.
Could be interesting.
But the other point, I think, to this, which we'll get to later, well, I guess I don't have to spoil the main event, is...
It's going to spoil
No. You don't have to spoil the main event yet.
Okay. All right, well, there's
Well,
a scene after the main event that I'll talk about.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We move on to the Fatal 4-Way for the Tag Team Championships now.
Yep.
It was the Tony D'Angelo and Stax, who are the champions, versus the Diamond Mine, the Creed brothers, who are, I think they're pretty damn good in the ring. Who else do we have in that match? We had OTM, Out the Mud, which, I'm sorry, but that's not a good tag name. I don't care what sort of story you put behind it. Terrible.
Please tell me that the Creed brothers have a move called With Arms Wide Open.
Don't you start trashing Creed, man. I love Creed.
Dude, I love their music.
I was so hyped for what they were teasing on Facebook the other month, but then it just turned out to be a freaking cruise.
I can't find any rhyme in all your reason, man. Seriously. I've lost sense of time.
What,
in all seasons.
Who was the other tag team that was in there? Yes. Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, who, my note for them, they're absolutely fantastic tag team. The way they can chop and change and flow moves together, they need to be on TV more.
Well, they got a big push in the main roster pre-pandemic, right?
Yeah,
Or
and then
during
they
the
got
pandemic?
shafted down to NXT.
Yeah.
Bring them back up.
So what was the result of that match?
They retained their
They retained, okay.
Tony
I can't remember. I
Khan.
stopped watching this match.
But yeah,
That's okay.
I've seen some rumblings on social media that was a fantastic match. Some even go to rate it 9 out of 10. I wasn't that fussed about it.
Yeah,
I feel like not being... Like, I'm starting to watch NXT every week now, but it's only been for the last, I think, 3 weeks that we've started to cover it. So I'm out of the loop on a lot of stuff, so I didn't have that much invested in that match. It was good. But
Every promo before the match with the marquee guys at the table. And stuff,
yeah, wasn't feeling that.
I don't get the
They did
characters.
they did that 3 times on NXT, and it was too much. I did miss out one of the best spot from the match. All 8 competitors were on the top turnbuckle in each corner. We got a quadruple superplex.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And the ring
Fantastic.
didn't collapse.
It didn't.
Because
It
Big
was
Show wasn't there.
fantastic spot.
Sorry, Captain Insanity.
Captain Shino.
All right, next match we had the Butch versus Noam Dar in the Heritage Cup Invitational
So
match.
I watched this and it was fine. I quite like both of the guys, but I don't understand the Heritage Cup. Was it meant to be like
It was an
6
NXT UK
rounds
thing.
MMA thing? Like it's like boxing, you have rounds and you win the round.
Yeah, it's just a rounds thing, but it wasn't an MMA thing. So
No, it wasn't MMA
wrestling.
rules. But like when I saw that they were like 1-1 and stuff, and then they kept going
Yeah.
2 different rounds.
So
It's
it's
3-minute rounds.
6 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
First to 2 falls wins. If they get 2 falls before the end of the 6th round.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Because there's a couple of times in this when like Butch / Pete
Dunne.
had him in a chokehold or something, and he submitted him out. But then the timer ran out.
Yeah.
Because there's one that was definitely when he was like, knowing the was out.
Yeah.
And
But the ref didn't check until after the.
he didn't check the other ones.
Can they have the stipulation of hair versus hair so Butch gets a haircut or?
No, you don't want to go.
No. I just want, hair versus name so he can get his proper name back, please.
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne.
But yeah, we ended up getting Gallus interfering to help Noam Dar seal the victory.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I thought it was an interesting format. I don't think I've actually watched a Heritage Cup match before. So the fact that like the tournament is just normal, they've got 10-minute time limits sort of thing. And then that's what it culminates in. I think it's a good
Something different, man.
theory, something different to do. It's fantastic.
Cool.
Having Pete Dunne being showcased on that level again.
Butch.
Yeah.
And just the way that he does the finger, like the
It's so good.
hurts.
What do we got next? Next was the NXT title match, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov.
Oh, yes.
Which was
The blood feud.
absolute
They hated
banger.
each other. And this was...
Absolute banger. Fantastic.
Did anyone actually bleed? Did anyone do a John Moxley?
Yeah, Dragunov bled.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't bleed. Like, he got hit with something pretty early and he was bleeding from the forehead.
Right.
Great match.
Did it the hard way.
Sick match. And like the...
Fantastic. We had a,
What's his finisher called? The H-bomb?
yeah, the H-bomb. So the opponent's laying on the ground like this, and he does this like diving elbow into their head.
Oh, through the top rope and stuff. Like, just instead of dropping an elbow drop like that, he'll go...
So he's changed up the elbow drop.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And it looks really...
Changed the game. It looks really good. So he hit 3 of them.
Yep.
So he hit 1, and then he hit a second one over the top rope, and that didn't get in the victory.
Yep.
I think after that he hit a superplex.
Yep.
So Carmelo was standing on the apron, and he lifted him up and did a superplex to Carmelo Hayes.
Yep.
Fantastic core strength from such
And
a
Melo
little
don't
dude.
miss. Like, this was a 5-star match, I reckon.
Oh, 100%.
Wow, okay. Big call.
Absolutely fantastic. And then, the third H-bomb sealed the win for Ilya.
Nice.
New NXT champion.
Fantastic.
Just fantastic.
And they shook hands afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, so end of the blood feud.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely some respect there.
And then the thing that I was going to talk about before with Trick Williams was that because he was obviously him and Carmelo of like
They're buddies. Buddy.
and they were saying we're going to leave you with titles together, we're going to do all this stuff, and obviously Carmelo lost his, and he went backstage with Trick and he was like, oh, it's all right, thanks man, like, congratulations, like it's all right, we did our best and stuff. And then he sort of hugged him, but as he was hugging him, he was just touching the title.
And he was looking at the title.
Shoulder.
What I thought was weird about that was the fact that was the segment to close the pay-per-view.
Yes. After
Interesting.
They had the Becky versus Tiffany match.
Yeah.
And then they showed that little promo after the main event match.
Very interesting.
I wasn't a fan of that.
No, but it means you're getting Carmelo and Trick for the time.
Yeah. So they're going to start feuding now.
Which probably means that Dom's not getting the title back. Which is
No, probably not. That's all right. I don't mind that.
And then we get to the main event. Extreme Rules match. Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. This
Was extreme.
match of the week for me.
Yeah.
100%.
And Dan made a very interesting point.
freaking loved this match.
Dan made a very interesting point when we were talking about match types and look out for the draft for match types coming out, where we complained about hardcore matches and Extreme Rules matches not having stop signs, not having extinguishers, not having any proper weapons.
and Becky just trolleyed them all out.
So Becky must be a listener of the podcast.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Becky. Appreciate
on your
it.
Bex.
Because that
Time
match was
Bex.
fantastic. Tiffany got busted open early, so there was a
Yep.
spot where they were going up through the crowd. Becky's stylist was in the crowd, gave her this massive chain, like necklace sort of thing, like one of the, like a gold
Yeah.
necklace sort of thing. She grabs it, smacks Tiffany in the face.
Yep.
But there must have been some sort of like smaller chain attached to it, or like a little sharp corner to it. So cut her off the eyebrow.
Yeah, right.
She was bleeding for the rest of the match.
Well, I believe Becky got a laceration to her arm in this match too.
I saw her picture on Instagram.
Yeah. It's pretty.
I didn't know
pretty
flesh was
bad,
yellow.
man.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was
Crazy.
from though.
No, I don't remember that.
There was some six.
It could have been from some of the Barbie dolls from the.
Barbie spot. So
The-
that was Reece on both set. There's a point where, like I said, when Becky wheels the trolley out, there was
They did some
Kendrick's
stuff and then she comes
signs
back.
and stuff. She goes back to the thing and pulls out the big black bag.
The big. I was like, here we go. We're getting a thumbtack spot.
Thumbtack spot, baby! And she opens it and it's Barbie dolls.
Biggest disappointment of my
Because
life.
Tiffany's the Barbie, and so she suplexed her onto Barbie.
That's pretty
That
funny,
was
man.
more disappointing than my performance in bed. Like,
and I've heard that's
Wow.
pretty disappointing.
yeah. Oh, I was so disappointed.
When are we going to get the Legos in a bag, man, and suplex onto some Legos?
That
'Cause
should be next.
That happens on.
dude, that would be worse than the hardest part of the ring.
That happens in the mud shows, man.
Oh, dude, Lego is. Have you stepped on a Lego, right?
I have kids. There's Legos everywhere.
Yeah.
You die. You die inside.
Yeah, we had the fake tack spot.
Yep.
We had the barbed wire bat Barbie making an appearance, which was fantastic.
Oh, and that was right after. So she the way
We had the Barry
Tiffany sold
barricades.
this was great. So they were outside the apron, and then Becky sort of crawled under, and
Yeah.
Tiffany didn't notice. And so then Tiffany went,
Where is she?
and walked over to like Booker T, and then he's like,
Where's she
"What are you doing?" He's like, "Where is she?" And he goes, "She's your opponent. You should know." She's like, "I don't know where she is." So walked around the ring, and then that's when Becky just
Yeah, the extinguisher. Beautiful. To the face.
And then she got the barbed wire bat and took it straight to her thigh.
dude.
Like she hit her. Oh.
One thing I will note about that, and I get it, but when she pulled out that barbed wire bat, I was like, that's clearly not real barbed wire.
Oh yeah, no, it's plastic.
Yeah, it looked.
Yeah, they don't do
But
that
also the
anymore,
fact
man.
that like she hit her
Yeah.
and like if that's barbed wire, her whole leg, it's gonna start bleeding. Straight of course, it did.
No.
Yeah.
So you knew it was a
It looked cool, but I was like, that's not what barbed wire bats usually look like. That's some.
Did she get any like kebab skewers to the head?
No, that was it. That was the one spot.
Yeah.
She hit her in the thigh and then went to hit her in the head, but she hit the ring post and
Yeah.
like it flew out of her hands, and that was all we saw.
And the senton from the turnbuckle to the table.
We have the Barry Barricade spots. to
Oh,
talk
yeah,
about.
two Barry
Oh man,
We had
seriously.
two Barry Barricade spots.
They beat the shit
We
out of
had
each other.
the China flipping handstand springboard elbow
Yeah.
thing
Through
through
the
the barricade.
Oh my god.
And then later we had, was it Tiffany sitting in the chair?
There's Becky in the chair.
Becky was in the chair. Tiffany, what did she do? She did something
She did
off
a
of
sent
the
off
announcer.
the table.
Yeah, that's
sent
right.
on onto Becky
Onto the chair.
who was already in the announcer's chair.
Yeah.
And then the chair.
Went through Barry.
Oh my god.
Poor Barry had a night.
He really did.
I'm gonna go home and watch the rest of this match. I've only seen spots.
Nah,
Yeah.
this is worth it. These were
But
two
yes,
matches.
then we had the table spot.
Yeah.
Which everybody loves the table spot. The swanton from the top rope to the outside, half through the table. I feel
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
that's
bad
a
because
big crack.
She almost missed, man.
Yeah.
That was the scary thing. Like,
I feel kind of bad because had that crashed and crumbled like tables normally do in those situations, that would have looked fantastic.
it still looked pretty spectacular, man.
I think that both of these last two matches 5 stars.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
And I don't know what Dave Meltzer will give it.
I don't give a shit what Dave Meltzer's giving it. They're 5 stars for me. 100%.
Becky has proven to me in the last couple of months that she doesn't miss with the big matches.
Yep.
She's big time Bex, man.
Bex, and she knows it. And the fact, like, the cage match that she got out of Trish Stratus, nobody thought she could do.
Yeah.
Brilliant. This match out of Tiffany Stratton, I mean, she's already had a good match with Stratton to win the title. I thought that was a pretty good match to start with. But this Extreme Rules match, like we said, this was more extreme than everything else that people have done lately.
She's making lemonade, baby.
Yep.
Yep.
She is.
And it's some delicious lemonade.
Yep. I fully agree.
It's not Sprite, man.
Yeah. The way that Becky won the match, so there was a spot earlier in the match where Tiffany's out on the outside throwing chairs in the ring.
Becky's having a day at that point too.
Yeah.
Just quietly.
Yeah. He was probably doing one of these ones, just like watching. So Becky hit a manhandle slam on a stack of chairs to seal the victory.
Dude.
Fantastic match.
I literally
Props
am going to go home and watch this because I've only seen the main spots.
I cannot
This
wait
sounds amazing.
to see what Tiffany Stratton does in the future. Having matches like this, at this caliber on NXT, there's only one way.
Oh, give her an Asuka or a Rhea.
Bring her up, man. Bring her up.
Man.
Bring her up. But don't get her with
I'm
Rhea
excited for
yet.
that.
Don't get her with Rhea yet. That's down the line.
No, give it time. Give it
So,
time.
and then obviously you said the last bit was that
Yeah.
backstage promo with the
Yeah,
title.
man.
Mello and Trick.
That sounds awesome, man.
Melo's looking at the title, and they made it kind of obvious. So
I'm going to go back and watch that. So that's the wrap up of wrestling.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestling this
It was a
week.
lot, man, and we've gone very
over
long.
time.
How are we going for
Yeah.
time? Are we going to have time for a quiz?
Like an hour 45 now.
Hour 50.
Hour 50.
Yeah,
Dude, I think we're going to have to cut it off there because that's a lot of wrestling. We've had a lot.
Let's save.
We're gonna save it for next time. We get to retain our joint trophy for another week. We're gonna do a Roman Reigns and just not defend.
Might as well never defend it, eh?
Yep. We've got better things to
Next
do.
time I host, we can figure it out.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Host a game.
We can host sometime, man. If you want to switch chairs, that's
How that
fine.
went back. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see.
No, it was good, man. I enjoyed that. It was good. Well, anyway, thank you for joining us here down under the mat.
Yeah.
Mr. Daniel Dennison.
What are we recapping quickly? Edge is now all elite.
He's all elite, baby.
Sorry.
Adam
He's all elite.
Copeland.
The rated R superstar, Adam Copeland, is all elite.
He's all elite.
That's
yeah.
their formal tweet.
That's the biggest bit of the week, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It just happened, but it's the
That's
biggest
the
news.
clickbait.
Absolutely. Let's hear that.
Go check it out. Go watch if
Two
you haven't
5-star
like me, watch the full match of Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. Definitely go watch that.
Just watch those last two matches. Ilya Dragunov and Melo deserve your time as well. It's absolutely fantastic.
Go check those out.
Watch
Let
the
us know
main
what you
event
think.
Raw, the tag match, that was
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Nah. I think SmackDown was a bit this week.
And keep an eye out for our next drafts because we did not
We did
post
miss
a draft. We have missed one, but
miss
we've
one.
got a couple coming. So keep an eye out for the match types. And then also we have worst gimmicks, which was a great one. I'm looking forward to updating that one. But match types is next.
I think about the third of the time on that one. This is us laughing.
So look out for that. Thank you for joining us on this super extended episode of Down Under the Mat. Mr. Daniel Danielson, Rowdy Reece, I'm Booker Ted, here around the pool table of relevancy in Madison Square Garage. Thank you so much for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next time. Sesame Daddy!